Good.
What you know about me? Seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? I've done it all, just want it all. Oh, what you know about me? I seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me? Oh, what you know about me?
Hold up. If only y'all knew. If only y'all knew. In the building. Welcome to episode 157 of More Than the Title. I'm your host as usual, Jarrett, Chief Revenue Officer at Outside the Box Digital. And you know I got my brother, my brethren, your favorite CEO, Chadeo. What's up, baby?
You already know we in the building, man. Listen, live and in person.
We outside, boots on the ground.
Yet again. Harlem, what's up? Harlem, what's up, baby? Oh, we in Harlem world, you know what I'm saying? Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you know how we like to start every show. Grateful and thankful, G&T.
Absolutely.
Grateful that we got a chance, first and foremost, to wake up another day.
Absolutely.
Tell our family members we love them. Tell our friends we love them. Tell our supporters how appreciative of them that we are. Grateful to just keep doing what we love to do, man. We got the party yet another day, baby. So we grateful for that, and we thankful for all the fans, all the supporters, all the listeners, everybody that gave us a head nod, a comment, man. Black Week, everybody that reposted our content. We are so thankful for the people that are supporting our journey. We are growing and glowing, like Cuzzo likes to say. G&T, grateful and thankful.
You know what it is, man. And we do it for y'all, man. Really, and to keep it real, man, we give a platform for people who don't necessarily have the voice, man. We're doing over 100, 200,000 views across all platforms every month. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, this is going to be a great ass episode, man, because this brother embodies what we actually, created the show for More Than a Title, because what they think of us, bro. You know what we are. We more than everything, man. And this brother, we're going to give you the proper intro, man. But your story is incredible, bro. Just want to let you know that we're honored that you invited us into the spot, man. We're going to have a good time, baby.
I love it, man. I love it. Can't wait for us to get started.
Yeah, you're going to loosen up, too. He a little stiff right now. He a little stiff right now, but we're going to loosen him up before the show. Listen, you just we talking to your brothers, man. We just going to have some fun, man. You know what I mean? We here to celebrate you.
That's it.
So there's no need to be tense because you've already did the hard part.
That's for sure.
You see what I'm saying? You already did the hard part. We just allowing you to tell your story to the people that might not know that side of you, right? So you're going to get the chance to tell them your story the way you want to narrate it. Not bits and pieces and sound bites from other people, but straight from your mouth. That's all.
No clickbait, no nothing. As a matter of fact, before we get his brother the intro we deserve, man, shout out to our distribution partners, the Live Podcast Network, the first woman-owned, black-owned podcast network, and the largest black-owned podcast network in the world right now, y'all. So you know what it is. Wait, hold on. Oh, you gonna get that merch too. So you gonna get that merch with real quick. So make sure y'all scan that right now, man. Make sure you want more content from content creators like More Than the Title. Make sure you scan the QR code. Go to the App Store. Half of your subscription goes to the content creators of your choice, man. Not only is she giving us a platform for distribution, but she's breaking the bread with the creators. Nobody's doing it like that, and that's why we rock with a live More Than the Title. You heard?
Yeah.
I was gonna say why you did. Shit, why you did real quick. Because we might not even be here next week if y'all motherfuckers don't buy some merch. We might not be here. So make sure you get a beanie, Thanksgiving coming up, get you a hat, get you a course, how to build relationships and revenue. We got a lot of dope things on OTV digital website, man. Everything to empower our people, creators, and basically just tell you our journey, man. We giving out the resources. So make sure y'all tap in, man.
Sure.
Make sure you tap in. And with that,
let's start the show.
Let's get it going, man. Let's give this brother the proper intro, man. First of all, this brother is the founder of Lead by Example and Reverse Trend, Inc., which is a groundbreaking organization dedicated to empowering the youth in underserved communities. This brother's story also includes the story behind Project Pivot, which is a powerful program in New York schools that pair at-risk students with mentors, many of them being firsthand insights, from overcoming adversity. And they tackle issues like truancy, bullying, violence, and they provide critical support and inspiration to help students unlock their potential. Man, this brother's come back and given the resources back to the hood, back to the neighborhood, and he's actually doing it in the neighborhood, got his boots on the ground. So let's introduce this brother, Mr. Anthony Hendrickson, CEO of Lead by Example. That's
what's going on, man.
Everything is good, man. I'm just like, again, I like the way y'all open up by giving the creator his props.
Absolutely,
Absolutely.
bro.
And understanding that, man, every day above ground is a day to do something right.
That's
Something
it.
good.
Message.
All right, I was like, yeah.
Message.
Come on, bro. I need
You're gonna be like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really appreciate that intro. I don't know where to start. Basically, again, Antonio is what I go by.
Mhm.
The reason I chose to be addressed as Antonio is because my father is Anthony.
Okay.
And then my brother is Anthony. My nephew is Anthony. My son is Anthony. My other nephew is a bunch of Anthonys. So if we were all in a room and you say, "Hey, Anthony," about 6 of us are going to turn around. Right? So I say, well, I'm going to take the Spanish version of Anthony and just say Antonio.
I gotta ask.
Yeah.
Are you of Latin descent though?
Yeah,
Are you of Latin heritage?
Yeah, my father informed me of the different bloodlines that's in our family tree,
Okay.
and one of them is Cuban.
Oh, my brother.
My
Está
brother.
cubano. Okay. Okay.
So,
I can dig that.
yeah, so again, I'm from Harlem.
Okay.
I'm from Harlem, born and raised in Harlem. Right here uptown, 145th, Edgecombe, where that's why I really got my feet wet in what we call the bygone era,
Yeah.
Okay.
the crack era,
Yeah.
or what they call the New Jack era.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I lived on 11th Street. My grandmother lived there, lived on 12th, 19th Street. Then we moved to the east side on 22nd and Lexington. So I'm good in like uptown, downtown, east and west, right? Something like a diplomat. If I go to any side, up or down, I'm welcome because I lived there and made my bones there. My background, from what I came up and viewing and seeing in my neighborhood, right? In the late 70s. Telling my age a little bit, but it's all good. But it's history. My uncles were hustlers on a whole nother level. And they got money on the level of the likes of guys like Frank Lucas, Nicky Barnes, etc. like that.
Yeah.
I can name these names. They're not around, and there's those who are living that were dead, and I'm not going to mention their names.
Right.
But I'm in contact with them, and these brothers that are still around, I look up to them because they still here to pass wisdom and to keep brothers like me focused on.
Yeah, ask you something though, real quick, bro, because I'm an 88 baby, and
Oh,
I'm curious. You know what I'm saying? Like, what was it like? How do you think it's different from now, from the brothers that's hustling now today? How they was giving you game back in the day? Like, how you think there's a difference, bro?
Well, let me give you an example. Back in that time, and all the older hustlers, right? If they saw a young brother that showed potential, they would take him, put him under his wing.
Real, bro.
Right? And we call it mentoring, right? Or today, but what they were doing, they were mentoring. They were dropping jewels. Message. And giving them the do's and don'ts of how to navigate these streets. Right? Today, that's not in existence.
Yeah.
Today is a whole different, it's not even like AZ said, in his book, Game Over. That is that game that we played and that we got from those from the 70s and we did our things in the 80s, it's over. These young brothers, unfortunately, they don't have no guidance. Nobody is dropping any type of wisdom or street knowledge or street wisdom on how to navigate the street and even the criminal justice system.
Right.
They don't have that. So they're feeling their way. And what happens back then, art used to imitate life. Right. Hollywood would make movies based on real life situations. But today, life is imitating art. Those who are on TV, those who are making these movies on these videos, and these brothers who are rappers, you know, and I have nothing against them on how to get their money, but I do have something to say about the lyrics and the image that they're portraying to young brothers that's coming behind them who are looking up to or following them. They believe in this stuff that they're saying, and unfortunately, they act on these things that they're saying, and they'll find themselves in trouble. How do I know? My program is on Rikers Island.
Right.
And I go in that 18 to 21, and I'm in there with these young brothers, and I talk to them and ask them questions like, what happened? And for the most part, they're there for attempt murder. They're there for murder. And they're committing murder at the age of 16.
Shit.
I asked a young boy, I said, well, what, you 16 years old? How do you kill another 16-year-old? You know what I'm saying? He probably in the 10th, 11th grade. Where does that energy come from?
Yeah.
And he told me, he said, OG, listen, sometimes it'd be over a girl. You know, it'd be over a girl, it'd be over something as stupid as that. And then we get with our men, our bros, they call them bros.
Yeah.
And we say, yo, we ride it. We go drink, we smoke, and we take all type of substance, and we listen to that music.
Right.
That's what he told me. We listen to that music, and then we go do whatever we want to do. When we come down, we in here. Crazy 25 to life.
That's so rich.
Man, I gotta chime in because I'm a little older than Jarrett, you know what I'm saying? So I was born in the 70s, but I'm an 80s baby, so I was born in late 79. So all my childhood years are in the 80s. But I was that wild kid. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. I started getting out of schools in 4th grade for like extreme violence. When you are raised, we call it learned behavior, man. Like, you are a product of your society. You are a product of your upbringing. It's just that simple. It doesn't matter race, color, creed. You could be an orange motherfucker.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Put any baby born, any race, any color, any creed into a certain environment, and that's his primary source of information.
Right.
And primarily, that's what he's gonna become.
Yeah.
So if you put him in an environment of killers, he's going to become a killer. That doesn't mean he can't reform later once mentally he matures, but initially, if all he understands is violence, then he's going to become violent. Put him in a peaceful setting and vice versa, he becomes peaceful. So I think a lot of it has to do, if not all of it, most of it, whatever you want to say, is with our surroundings, right? Our parents can only do but so much because the guidance that you have, whoever your guardian is, grandma, whoever, when you leave the house, now you are susceptible to whatever the world is giving you. And a lot of the time, if you think about as children, you spend more time outside the house than you do inside the house. With traveling to school, being in school, after school, whatever programs. By the time you get back home, you eat, you go to sleep. So most of your interactions are outside of the home.
That's right.
So if outside of the home is teaching you a certain way of life, then predominantly 90%, whatever percentage, majority is gonna go in that route. Message. Until they learn to mature to a certain extent to say, this is not what I want to do with my life. You understand what I'm saying?
You're right.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, what happened, right? I'm not saying when we was in the streets in the 80s, there was killing going on. Right? It was kidnapping. Things was happening. But not at an alarming rate. Right? Not at an alarming rate. And it didn't involve children. You didn't hear about 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16, 17, getting murdered like that. That was not happening. And when we were in high school, and we were not thinking about killing somebody. And nobody was thinking about killing us. It's when we got into the street and started hustling and started getting a lot of money. Now it became about our money. It became about our block, our source where our money's coming from. So we wasn't allowing nobody to come on our block or come in our hood to take money out of our pockets. If you from somewhere else, that's what that was. And if somebody owed you some money and you want your money, and this individual is not trying to pay your money, there was consequences to that as well. So there was some type of rules to this game. But what happened to us, right? that left a lot of these young men, right, that left a void, and they didn't have no reference to go off of, and they had to just find a way. There was a war on drugs, right? The president, George Bush, the first one, he declared, if it wasn't him, the Reagan Bush administration declared a war on drugs, right? And so what that did, that wasn't a war on drugs. That was a war on black people.
Getting money from the drugs, and y'all getting all the money because you.
And the question, because the Nicaragua Contra,
Contra, you know the Contra,
right? The CIA.
Exactly.
We know what that was about. Freeway Ricky was getting keys from them.
That's a fact.
So we know the game that they play. But however, we fell victim to that. And at 1972, there was 200,000 people locked up in the United States. 200,000. That's state, that's local, state, and federal. By 1996, it's 1.5 million.
Yeah. I can't count. Just say 5 times. 5.2, 5.5, 5 times. Maybe.
And thus it became, the thing was to lock us up and put us in these prisons. And they called it the prison industrial complex. Right? They needed labor, cheap labor.
Free labor.
Free. And they locked us up. And the law, 13th Amendment, says if you commit a crime against the government, they can put you back in slavery status.
Right.
So here it is. I can't vote for Kamala Harris or President Trump because I've been in the fence, and none of my comrades can, because according to their constitution, which is a basic political law that governs a political organized body, we have lost that right. We have lost that right. So the war on drugs was a war on us, and they locked us up and they changed the law. Crack, 50 grams of crack got you mandatory 10 years. Something that cost $500.
Yeah.
Mandatory 10 years. And that's the street level corner dude. That ain't nobody getting no money. But he going to jail for 10 years. That's a decade.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you got a key up, you could get potentially a life sentence. It was 100-to-1 ratio. 1 gram of crack equal to 100 grams of cocaine. That was one of the laws they made. Then they had all these point systems up and down, moving up and down the sentencing guidelines scale. And before you know it, you're sitting there with an asshole full of time and you ain't do nothing. You ain't do absolutely nothing to deserve that. Feel me?
Message.
Bunch of us.
Well, let me say this. I gotta play devil's advocate when we say that. When I was hustling and I was doing wrong, I knew I was doing wrong. I don't want us to send a wrong narrative.
Okay, yeah. Let's not do that.
I don't want to say we got a lot of time for doing nothing. Yeah. We were doing things that were illegal. We were, for whatever reasons. Again,
let me clean that up.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that.
Right.
No, I want to use a proper language to describe to say what's in my mind and what's in my heart and what I experienced.
Right.
No, I sold narcotics, brother.
Right.
I bust my gun.
Right.
I wore bulletproof. I did that. Right. However, when I got locked up based on this so-called war on drugs and the laws that they made were draconious. The sentences the laws that they made, no, not just the laws, but the sentences was draconian, and that word means harsh. So the crime did not fit the time. That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
You understand?
I can go for that.
That's why I started out with 50 grams of crack, which is a street value of $500. You got 10 years in the feds, not the state. Now they changed it from 100-to-1 to 18-to-1. A lot of brothers start coming home after 25 years that went by. Now you say, you know what, that was wrong. We want to change the laws and give you relief. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying we was angels. No, we was out there. We did things that deserve to be punished. But your punishment was extreme and it was harsh.
Going crazy.
Then she started bugging. I'm like, oh, bro. I'm about to ask you some shit, then we can get into this shit, bro.
Yeah, but you know what? But see, this is the story. And I mean, we're gonna talk about the glory, right?
Yeah.
You got to know the story that leads to glory, that leads to the road to redemption, right? And you don't learn nothing in life, right, without pain, without struggle. So the harder the pain, the stronger the pain, the more you learn.
Message.
And I got brothers, man, and I want to give a shout out to some of it's all right.
Nah,
And I want to shout out to my brothers who was in those, and my comrades that was in that suffered the same plight. I want to start out with my brother Lou Sims.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gave him life, and I got to start with Unique from Mecca Audio, Club 2000. You know, they were in those trenches. My brother Kevin, you know, Kevin Henley, he was in those trenches. You know, Billy Guy, he was in those trenches. These brothers was in those trenches. Keith Cash, my brother Tisdale, 20 years. This is the numbers they were giving us, left and right. So a lot of us home, Guy Fisher gave him life. We was in there together. You know, Underwood, we was locked up in Terry, Indiana, life sentence. You know what I'm saying? Ulysses, Billy Bang, he had 75 years. They gave him clemency. He's home now. A lot of these brothers are coming home. Prince is home now. You know, Meech is home now. These brothers is coming home because the laws was not right, and they were slaying us, brother. And so because of that, the young brothers had no reference. There was nobody like gave us game. When we was coming up in the 80s and doing our thing, it was those that was getting money in the early 60s, late 60s, and 70s that we were able to look at, watch, and if we was wise and more mature in how we move, they would pull us under their wing.
That makes sense.
You understand? And give us the game and put us on. Because when I came up, we was always taught, yo, for older cat, give you some jewels, listen to him.
Yes, fact, man. Shit.
Listen to him.
Message.
Share that wisdom. Listen to him. It ain't about the money. He's giving you game on how to get money for a lifetime.
That's a fact.
That nobody else knows.
That's gonna give you because he's in a privileged position. You're in a privileged
Everybody,
position.
and here's another thing too. There's another thing. Everybody didn't have the plug.
Absolutely.
You had to be exceptional to have a plug. You know, in the 70s and in the 60s, 70s, the plug was the Italians on the east side.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It was the Genovese family. You know what I'm saying? They had the thing over there. The French connection. That's real.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? This is what was going on. But again, those brothers was being used because before we came along, it was a movement called the Civil Rights Movement.
Right.
And the Civil Rights Movement was gaining traction with Martin Luther King, with the Nation of Islam and Malcolm X, with H. Rap Brown, with Huey Newton, and Fred Hampton. These were young brothers. They were 19 and 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? And so they had the heart. They had weapons. They said we have a right to defend ourselves, to defend our community. And then you had the 5% Nation of Islam of Gaza and earth. So there was a consciousness at that time in the 60s and then in the 70s. So what they did was they had to neutralize that. So how did they neutralize it? Black exploration movies, right? That and drugs. Let the drugs come in. Let the drugs come in, flood the market. Everybody getting high. Everybody watches the movie. Now everybody want to be a pimp. Everybody want to be a hustler. This is what happened. This is what happened. So when if you wasn't there, you don't know. If you ain't studied the history, you don't know. But those who know, and those who don't know. So what we need to do is make a connection to that and tell them this is not by chance, coincidence, or accident, what we see in the day. This is by design. Feel me? So we was out of the way for not just for a decade or better. These young brothers was out here with no guidance. And then comes what? The East Side began to get the gang culture. The gang culture is the West Side, Midwest. That's what they did.
Yeah.
We had crews, cliques,
Blocks.
and blocks.
The warriors.
That was it. That's what we had.
Yeah. Real
We
shit.
ain't had no gangs. There wasn't no Crips, no Bloods, no Vice, no none of that in Harlem,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn. You had the only gang we knew of back then, and my man Tiny, the Black Spades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The Black Spades, that was it. Renegades of Harlem on the east side, the Savage Samurai. That's all we knew.
Yeah.
But for the most part, in the west side of town, it was none of that. It was none of that. But now we got that. And then not only that, but the people who pull the strings with the media content and those who are considered to call themselves rappers, they begin to glorify that. And they begin to, oh, I'm this, I'm that, and wearing no colors. And now they commercialize the gang culture. Now everybody want to be. Now you in Africa, I'm a Crip, I'm a Blood.
Yeah.
How did that happen? How did that happen?
They control the media.
Because there you go.
That's
There you
why
go.
This is important, bro.
This is
We
important.
gotta hear this.
They gotta hear this because they don't know that it's undermining their community. They're flooding them, doing the same. Listen, the playbook don't change.
Yeah.
It's just the players,
That's a fact.
and they are implemented over there. I was watching something the other day, man. True story.
Mhm.
This is in Kenya or Mali, one of them countries in Africa. Right? And they were smoking this stuff they called it Kush.
Mhm.
But it had them going crazy, man. They had one boy, he was going crazy. He was bathing in sewage.
Mm.
Yes, bathing in sewage, running around. They looking for anything they can find. That's what they called it. I'm gonna tell you. They called it Kush, but this is what it is. K2.
Yeah,
Okay,
K2, yeah.
K2 different.
K2 done got to Africa, bro.
Really?
That
K2 is in Africa, man. And they're selling it, and them kids over there are going nuts. They're bugging out. They're bugging out. So what I'm saying is that everything that's happening to us is by design, and what we need to do, and what we are doing is we who have done the time, those who have a moral backbone and have heart and not afraid to talk to these little brothers like myself and some of my comrades,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm saying? And it ain't because we rough and tough, we old, but we're not afraid
Exactly.
to say something to them because we don't want them to go through that which we went through. So what we do, we got lead by example versus trend, protection and direction, right?
Yeah.
And you got the women's group with domestic violence. We doing a lot of good things and we sending positive messages.
Before we get too far, though, bro, I want to send the people the story because usually we
the story.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying.
Give the story. We got
no. You just giving bars, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
You giving them bars, no. But like, just put us in your shoes, bro, to when you got caught up, bro. Because you said your pops, your family, you know what I'm saying.
Right.
You in the streets, like you know what I'm saying. Tell us what that was like and how you led into that,
Easy.
so these young brothers could know what's up. You know what I'm saying.
Well, like anybody else, man, all of us want to be successful.
Right.
We didn't have doctors, lawyers living next door to us, dentists. You know what I'm saying? We had the neighborhood drug dealer. We had hustlers. You know, we had people we looked up to in these streets. You know, when you see a brother driving down with an electric 225, a deuce and what they call a deuce and a quarter.
Deuce in the
You
quarter.
understand?
Deuce in the quarter.
Or Eldorado Ritz, you know, and they riding down the street and they got diamonds, they looking good, and women, and we seeing that coming up. We want that.
Absolutely.
We want that. It's something.
We all.
Yeah,
we all.
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
We used to play, that's my car.
exactly, exactly. And
That's
then
my
so
car.
after that, I came up, and my family, I had uncles. That's what they did. I seen keys of heroin.
Yeah.
I watched them bag it up. I saw the quinine in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I watched that, and I saw men bring bags of money and drop it off. You know, I witnessed that. So I mean, you know, so what happened to me? I'm going to school, and my grandmother saw that I'm the next generation. That's the first generation. My grandmother said, "You know what? We're gonna get you out of New York before you get into trouble."
Yeah.
So she took me down south for 3 years. And 3 years, I played football. I did good. I was playing track. I wrestled, you know, and all those things, good things. But my grandmother fell sick. You understand? My mother stepped back in the picture, and she took my siblings back to the north. I came later on. And when I came up, I came back to Harlem. My mother stopped in Jersey. I came back to Harlem, and I was with my grandma, my aunt, on the east side, Lexington Avenue, 122nd Street. And me and my cousin, we came up like from the mud. He was getting his ones and twos uptown on Edgecombe. And I said, yo, and at that time, I had a daughter. He had a daughter. You know what I'm saying? And
how old was you at this time?
I was 17, turning 18.
How old was your daughter already?
My daughter was just like probably 6 months.
Okay.
I did that.
17, 18. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
A lot of pressure, bro.
A lot of pressure.
Yeah, so
Young dad.
young.
Young dad.
So I came to be my grandmother under the mother let me come back to stay with her and said if I go back and finish school, I said okay. Eventually, I attempted to do that, right? It didn't work, but I needed money. And my cousin allowed me to come uptown, right, to work with him on Edgecombe. And that's where it all began. I started out as a lookout. We had a dust spot, you know, and then eventually we took that over. And then things happened with him and that place. And I did things on the east side with some of my east side comrades. And when something happened with him, what he called a case, I came back uptown, took that over. And then I met a dude that named Santiago, named Gus.
Sound kind of plug.
I got the plug.
Sound like the plug to me.
I got the plug.
I go in the end.
And they got a documentary on him. They mentioned me in that documentary, not by name,
Okay.
but by
About
how it developed.
Yeah.
And I was the guy that he met. He said he met a black dude, somebody, but black guy, young guy from Harlem, because that's how he got into Harlem was through me.
Yeah.
And we opened up. I opened up on 45th and started baseball. It was baseball, and we was getting a lot of money. I'm 18, 19 now, and I'm touching like 100,000 or better, you know, every so many days.
Damn!
and it was different.
Back in the days in the 80s, 100,000 is 100. That's like a million.
Yeah, we're talking about 84.
Yeah.
You know, 85. That's when it really took off. And the price. And my arrangement with him was, he would get all the keys of coke, and whatever principal he paid for, if he paid 20,000 at the time or 25, whatever. Once we get his principal back, then everything we get after that we split down the middle. So we were partners. Well, I didn't put up money, but he was getting the joints.
Okay. He brought the joints, and we split the profit on the back, and we helped him with district.
Which I'm gonna say, son, it's a
very
unique
good deal.
It's a very unique deal.
Hell yeah.
Because most connects ain't doing that. They gonna get it. They gonna put points on the top of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I got it for, but this is what I got it for. So if he got it for 25, he gonna say I got it for 28.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 29, and now we got to do it for at least 32.
Yeah.
34, 33 to make it make sense. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
So that way he doesn't lose. Even if you come up short, he doesn't lose.
Get profit.
He doesn't lose because at the end of the day, he's the one bringing in the work.
Yeah.
He putting you on. So he got to see his off the soul. For him to do that for you is a very unique deal.
I mean, they call this dude the king of crack.
Oh,
he was the king. And I'm telling you, got a documentary on like Gus. He's in San Domingo right now. I haven't seen him in almost 30, 40 years.
Yeah.
But what happened with me, I got busted. I had busted with a gun, with a weapon. That was one case. Then I got busted with some drugs coming out of my building on 222 Edgecombe. And when they took me to the precinct, the 30th precinct, the officer. But when they was taking me, it wasn't even that much. I had about $1,600 and some work, and they was raiding the block. And I was coming out of the basement of the brownstone, and I didn't want to go back downstairs because if they followed me downstairs, they would have got everything. So I just came out with what I had, and they locked me up, and I'm in the car. And he said, they saw the money. I saw their eyes lit up, and I said, man, he said, yo, this one. I said, yo, keep it, man. It ain't mine. It's yours. You know, he said, so they were going to go for it. When we got to the precinct, they put me in a cell, and I heard they was gonna get me out of it. The police, like, because the 3-0 were corrupt. They call it the dirty 30. They were very, right? They were very corrupt. And 30.
Not the dirty,
Check it, just go back and do your research on them. They tell you they was corrupt police. And what they did was they let me sit there, and I heard an officer come in and say, "Where's that bag at?" So I guess it spooked the guy that was making the deal with me. And then they brought me out of the cell into a room, and he's sitting there behind a desk, and he said, "Yo," I said, "What's happening? You let me go?" He said, I can, you know." I said, "Yo, what do you mean you can? You say you was gonna keep that and let me go." So anyway, to me it was entrapment, but they charged me with bribery. They charged me with bribery, locked me up. Now I got the drugs and the bribery. They locked me up. And the last thing that happened to me that really got me locked up, and I went away. I went to Comstock. I'm on the block. I just bought a Jetta. Back then, Jetta was very hot. I bought a Jetta, and I pulled up. Now my aunt, she got in an argument with her boyfriend, and I had all my product and I had a little bit of product there, but a lot of money. And this guy was acting crazy, and he came to see her, and he had a gun, and I disarmed him. I took the gun and I asked him, was he crazy? Right. And make a long story short, he left, and I said, "Listen, I can't keep this here now." So I had to say, I took everything out, put it in the bag. I told her, "Come with me. I'm gonna drop it off and put the money somewhere else." So I go to X home. I'm sitting there. I'm talking to my lieutenant at that time. He's not here no longer, Jason. And we having a conversation, and my music is playing, and the unmarked car, they ride around, and they from the 30th precinct. I'm parked, so they pulls up. They say, "Whose car is this?" I said, "It's my car." So they go to my car, open up my car, search my car.
They can't do that. They can't
search my car, and when they found the bag under the seat, pulled it out. They saw a lot of money. And the purpose of me going to the block was to take whatever narcotics I had to give to the spot and take the money and put up. And I'm stopping talking to them. I didn't do it. And so they locked me up. And I had about 150,000 in the bag. When I got to the precinct, it was Christmas. I'm watching them take the money out the bag, putting it in their shirts, not some money. You know? And they confiscated on record 11,000. Shit. They took that money and they locked me up, and there was a judge named Rothwax, and I made bail every time. So this particular time I went to Superior Court, Rothwax, and when he called my case, and he said to me, "I'm gonna remand you," and he said, "If you make bail, I'm gonna remand you again." So I had to go on Rikers Island. I laid up for 90 days on Rikers Island. And I'm sitting there like, if I make bail, this man gonna just remand me. So
you know that is illegal though. You know that, right?
Yeah, man. But at that time,
no, I'm just saying that. But I want to stop you right there, just to show you, like, we doing dirty shit, but they doing dirty shit.
We're on a different level.
They doing dirty shit because it is illegal for a judge to say to you, making bail is the legal process that is due to your due representation of the court process itself. For him to even say something to you like, "If you make bail, I'm gonna remand you," is illegal.
Yeah, he said that. So
he could actually have gotten disbarred because what are you taking this case personally? You are a judge. You are supposed to have impartiality to cases. See the case, judge the case based on your knowledge and practice of the law. If I make bail, then I make bail. If you have to give me a bail, whatever your bail is, if I make it, then I make it. You have no right to say to me, "If I make bail, I'm going to remand you." That is, you are taking it personal. Now, I'm just saying, like,
but that judge is infamous, man. He was the type of judge that if you go before him, he'll say, "Listen, how many buttons you have on your shirt?" And you say, "Oh, you count your buttons, 9 buttons." He give you 9 years. Shit. So, up in Rikers Island for 90 days, and I met a brother, and he said, "Yo, I got a good lawyer," and the lawyer was pretty good, and he said, "If you make bail, this lawyer keep you out. He knows this judge." So I got bailed out, got the lawyer, and then I had the 3 cases, right?
Told you.
And
Told you.
what happened was, he said, listen, you got 3 open cases in different courtrooms.
Mhm.
If we go to trial, we might be 2. But we lose that 1, you still going to jail.
Yeah.
Now, different court, 3. He said, what if I can get you something short running concurrent?
Right.
And it cost me 40,000. I took it. And he got me a 1 to 3 running concurrent.
Oh, that's light.
That was like,
That
was light.
Yeah, you do that on your
that was
head.
like,
For 3 charges?
yeah.
Oh, you do that on your head. You do it. And you get time served anyway, so.
And so I got the time that,
Right.
you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you did that. You did the 90 days already. So that
But
counts
here's
as time
the irony
served,
of that
so,
story.
you know what I'm saying?
They sent me to the penitentiary with that time. I went straight to Comstock.
They sent you up. Wow. That's great.
I went to Comstock.
Oh, what a day.
Yeah, but it was good for me. You know, because I mean,
Oh, what
yeah, 1 to 3, I went to
a-
Comstock.
that on the island.
Nah, they sent me to Comstock. I got there, you know, with some of my comrades there that was from Harlem, and I laid up and did that. Then they sent me to from there. They sent me to Mount McGregor, and I stayed there. And then I left from there and went to a camp, and then they sent me to Edgecombe,
Down.
to the halfway house.
Oh, I thought you said downstate or
Nah.
something. Like,
But that's how my time
but
went.
they transferred you 4 times for 1 to 3.
But I'm just they made me see out.
Oh,
They
they
made me
made him do the whole joint.
Yeah.
They made him do the whole joint.
That's when I went to Miss Buchanan was the
Yeah,
was the lady who was over the parole hearings. Everybody that knows Miss that been in there at that time knows Miss Buchanan.
Yeah,
And she asked me a question. She says, what are you gonna do when you get home?
yeah.
Because you know I'm in here for guns, I'm on edge. I said, I'm gonna get a job.
That could
This woman said, yeah, you gonna get a job, huh?
Yeah.
She said, well, let me tell you, I'm not even gonna play with you. You're not going home. We're gonna keep you here a little while.
Yeah.
And then I got my letter. They said, if your letter is light, you're going home. If your letter is heavy, you're gonna be around a little while. So my letter was heavy. I didn't even have to open it. I know it was going. Anyway, I did the time. I came home, and I came out.
But real quick, the
yeah.
CR is good though, because now you're not on parole.
Yeah. I
Because
see.
if you CR, you're not on parole now.
Right.
You come home, done
Yeah.
deal. You ain't checking in. You ain't.
Yeah. Well, with me, I did like. I guess they make you do most of it. I had a little bit of.
Oh,
time
okay.
But
Couple months.
that's it.
Okay.
And I got off quick.
Okay.
You know, and you know, eventually I got back to the mix, and I moved from moving with the coke, with the crack. I got with that a little bit, but I stopped doing the heroin in Baltimore. I was out of town, DC, and things of that nature.
You call heroin the dirty.
Yeah,
Dirty. You call that dirty.
Right. A lot of people going out of town.
10s go for 20s down south.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah.
Because New York was saturated.
Yeah.
Mark was saturated, so a lot of guys was going out of town. And I got a federal indictment after being on 2 years, and I had 23 co-defendants. Most of them I didn't know: Italians, Africans, females, and males. And I didn't understand how, because my crew's on the street, my connections on the street, how I'm here with you people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the time, there was a young lady that I was dating. She got caught up in it as well, but she was out on bail. Long story short, I went to trial. And another guy that I didn't know on the street, he went to trial with me. I saw him one time in the street. We never had a conversation, but I'm sitting next to this man at trial, and I'm like, "How you do this?"
Like he my
Yeah,
coach.
Yeah, he's my co-defendant.
Yeah. Like
So
my coach.
this is the type of stuff that was going on.
Yes.
I mentioned about in the beginning. I went to trial, blue trial. I got 22 years. Yeah, they gave me 22 years, and they gave me 10 years supervised release.
Just walk us through that moment, bro.
Yeah, but what happened was the prosecutor. I remember my judge name, my prosecutor name like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
My judge name was David Edelstein. My prosecutor name was Deborah Langley and Paul Gotterfield. That's how deep that was,
Yeah.
and it is even now.
Forget that.
So she was trying to give me life, and what she said is that when she went to this apartment in Parkchester that I had, there was some crack vials there. Now I'm gonna tell you, the crack vials that were there in that apartment was not mine. Neither was I there in that apartment. I was in Baltimore, Maryland, when their FBI picked me up. However, they're saying because they found my wallet in that apartment, right? That though I didn't actually possess it, they said that whoever was in that apartment, I aid and abetted. Right? Now, that's how they got me with that. Yeah. That count carried 20 years.
You know why? Because if they pulling 20, if they pulling 20, 22, 23 of y'all, they bringing y'all in as a criminal enterprise. You understand?
But we don't know each other.
No, it don't matter though. It don't matter because you know the Fed charter works like that. See that, and that's something that we had. Unfortunately, in the streets we learn street shit, but in the streets we didn't learn the education behind the street shit. You understand what I'm saying? This is why when a lot of guys end up getting in trouble and getting knocked, they went to jail for a long period of time because one, you didn't understand you didn't have the educational understanding of the legal process. Yeah. So when you got issued a public defender, if you couldn't afford legal representation of a high caliber, whatever they said, you went for it. You went for it because you don't know what the fuck. Like, you see how I just said the judge can't do that. Now, me, I'd have been like, listen, I'm telling you, judge can't do that. If you don't understand, go read the fucking book. But I'm telling you, judge can't do that. Go fix this, and you can rebut it in the moment. But if you don't understand something, you just gonna go for it. You gonna say, well, you the lawyer, you should know better, right? And it's a fact. It's super ineffective counsel, right? They know that. That's why they flood them, the public defendants, with so many cases, so that they don't have the ability to take one time to actually take one case and do the due diligence as they're supposed to give you the best representation possible. This is the problem that we have within our community, that they create these laws and they know that we don't understand them, right? I was explaining to somebody, and you mentioned Big Meech, right? Just off of the conspiracy charge alone, right? Just that alone. Conspiracy to the feds is their catch-all. It's like NYPD using disorderly conduct. It's just the anything excuse to lock you up. But what you don't understand is the feds' mandatory minimums are different. Man. See, if they catch you for conspiracy, you could be like, yo, did you have a conversation with A 10 years ago about doing B? Whether you did it or not, you could be like, nah. They could be like, well, he said you did. Yeah. And if we can prove that you did, that is conspiracy. So whether you went along with the crime or not, you conspired to do guilty. Mandatory minimum, 20 to life or something. You understand what I'm saying? That's how they catch us. Because
that's how they got me.
So, and I was telling people that, and I was telling people like even with the Big Meech situation, like when we was hustling, why a lot of people end up taking the deal, why they didn't want to blow trial. I was explaining to people that what our generation and what our culture doesn't understand is it is under the Fed charter, it is illegal to spend illicitly gained money. Meaning, if that money that you have spent on anything, a fucking bagel, was from illicit gain, then that is conspiracy because you are spending illegal money. So anybody you bought a bag for, driving around in a nice car, somebody got a nice apartment, a crib. Once they go up to them and go, okay, no problem. How did you get this car? Oh, so-and-so bought it. What does so-and-so do for a living? Even though they have nothing to do with what you're doing. I don't know it. You should have known. How, you understand? Okay, no problem. You can keep it if you can show me a financial statement or a tax return to show that you can support this type of lifestyle. Remember, how they got Capone? They didn't get Capone on the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. They didn't get Capone on none of the gangster shit. What they get Capone on? Tax evasion. Miami in the mansion, and they like, yo, you did this, you did that. He's like, motherfucker, I've been here for 2 weeks. I ain't do nothing. They like, you right, my fault. Explain how you live in this $3 million mansion with $2 million worth of cars and all this jewelry. As soon as you can show us a legal job where you can support this lifestyle, we will walk away and say, have a good day. And when he could not do that, you go to jail. Now, if he doesn't cop out, your wife goes to jail, and anybody else in that house or any that they connect you to, they go to jail.
Got it,
Yeah, they did that.
So that was the big meat situation.
Before him, and big up to my man Tommy Mickens, man. Big up. That's my brother, man. He's a good man. Out of Queens. But they did that to him. He's home now.
Yeah.
But here's what happened also.
Yeah.
At that time, they just threw a bunch of stuff at us.
Yeah, of course.
And the laws were, in the back of the sentencing manual that they used, it said that these laws are experimental. It said that. And so today, now, what they're doing is you cannot be accountable for what, you only can be accountable for what you did in the conspiracy.
Correct.
Not what everybody else did.
Correct.
From the time you was in and your overt acts that you did before, but when I came through, I'm going to be accountable for not only what I did,
What everybody else did.
but what this person did over here. Is you can show connection.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You put me in here, and that was the reason I went to trial, because I said they wanted me to cop out the 14 years.
Right.
And I'm like, why?
Right.
Why? You don't have no drugs on me.
Yeah.
You don't have nothing. You got conversations of someone talking about me on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a conversation of me talking to that person, making setting up deals.
Right.
You don't have me selling that individual nothing.
Right.
That's it. My name is being mentioned. You know that this person knows me because this person hangs out with my lady, and we all hang out together.
Yeah.
They're in the mix, we're in the mix, but I'm my own entity.
Yeah.
The individual. When I went to trial, I had somebody going to stand and testify against me. Not gonna mention no name. And when they asked the question, what is the relationship with you and Tony? She said he was my competition. I'm on 144. And she's on 100, somebody on 144, and they family. So if we competition, well, how am I in your conspiracy? Because they was investigating you, not me. So based on testimony that came out of her mouth, she said, I gave him this, I gave him that, and whatever she said, they counted it up and they gave it to me. That's how I got there. It wasn't nothing. I wasn't supposed to be. My lawyer said I ain't supposed to be. So you don't supposed to be.
Are you out of your fucking mind?
How you do that? They got your fucking
Bro, I'm telling you, it was some serious wrongdoing going on at that time. A lot of us coming through, we went to trial not because we was just ignorant of the law, which is no excuse. It was because what they were doing to us, we knew that this can't be right. And guess what? Years later, right? They say, you know what? What we did was wrong. After you got the best years of our life.
So let's talk about that. Now, what is your stance towards going back and repealing that and or going back and maybe putting in a suit saying, now that you've admitted wrongdoing, how do you give me back some type of restitution for stealing this amount of time from my life? Is there a possibility that, you can't get the time back. So the only thing that we can ask for is a monetary value that we can put on the time spent there and the mental and emotional trauma and distress that you went through as a result of being in prison. Is it possible for you to do that now because they've admitted that they wronged you?
Yeah. Ron Paul said that. Paul said we were wrong.
Yeah.
We were wrong. We got to change these laws.
Yeah.
And for the most part, they changed them. I never looked at doing that.
Okay.
And maybe it's a possibility.
Okay.
And maybe it would have to be a class action suit.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of us involved. You know what I'm saying? So it's something to think about. But we suffered. I know I did. And a lot of my comrades suffered as well as a result of these unjust laws, right? And these draconian and harsh sentences. And so while I was incarcerated, they sent me to Terre Haute, Indiana, and I was in a university of hard knocks with some mental giants and some spiritual giants. Mm-hmm. And it was in that place that my life began to do not a 360, but a 180, going in a different direction. Right. You know what I'm saying? Moving away from that type of behavior, those thoughts, and chasing that lifestyle, or what I call today a death style,
Okay.
and moving towards, living a life based on truth and moving towards a lifestyle. You feel me? It was I'm leaving the grave, right? I'm leaving the grave and I'm being restored. So it's called redemption. And that was the price that I had to pay to redeem myself.
Attention.
You had my curiosity, but now you have my attention.
Read.
Yeah.
Read. I mean, read everything that was going to elevate and lift up my consciousness.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got into myself. I found myself in that place. The place was a dark place, and also I liken it unto a wound. Right? A wound is a dark place, but a wound is also a place for growth and development. So,
Message.
you know what I'm saying? So,
Something's wrong with Instagram.
I told you. That's what I said.
Yeah.
I said, yeah.
So I began to develop myself through self-improvement, through self-analysis,
Yeah.
self-examination, and self-correction. I began to fast and to restrain myself from eating foods when I had plenty of it, right? For 14 days, 30 days, just on liquid to build my will, to build my character, right? Because I wanted to test my will. I understood, and as I do today and understand, that will is a faculty of consciousness and especially of deliberate action. It is the control that the mind have over its own action. Will without faith, will without knowledge, will without love is like a ship without water. It's going nowhere. I needed to put that in me. You understand what I'm saying? And this is real. It's real. So as I begin to love on myself, because it's a prayer that says, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change.
That's a fact.
The courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference.
difference.
I could not change what was going on outside the prison walls. So I detached myself from my family. I didn't care about visits. I didn't want to see nobody. If they wanted to see me, I didn't stop them, but I wasn't asking. You understand? And I knew that, so I knew the difference. But I did have the courage to change the things that I can, and that was me. In that situation, and trust and believe, I'm in the penitentiary, and there's a lot of things going on in there. You understand? You got people from different parts of the country and some parts of the world, and they are doing it for real in that place. People getting murdered, some people were getting raped, some people being. It's a lot of that. None of that happened to me, not because I was a tough guy, but what the principle is: men recognize and respect other men. You understand? Never forget that, and I carry that to this day. You know, and so that's how I lived in it, and I met great men, great-minded men, and I began to get knowledge from them. You know, knowledge on how to actually build my character. You know what I'm saying? I learned. I had a brother who was in the Moore Science Temple. He taught me things. You know, they had books called The Circle 7, and it talked about Jesus from a different image of him from the scriptures.
The perspective.
The perspective, right? Perspective. And it was like he was a mastermind. He was a carpenter, and he used tools to do workshop in the mind where he built character, the compass, the square, and all these things. And I said, whoa, that's different. You know what I'm saying? So I started learning about that. And, you know, I started learning certain signs because they said signs and symbols are for the conscious mind. So the more I woke up, the more conscious I became, the more I began to see the folly and the things that I was doing. Now, to be real, you know what I'm saying? So I know this is where it gets deep, because now after it is written, how can you get the log out of your brother eye? How can you get the beam out of your brother eye and you got a log in your eye? So I wasn't thinking about my brothers and what they were doing. The brothers that I was in there with, they were doing what they were doing. All I was doing was focusing on getting me right. and they begin to take notice and come to me for advice.
Yeah.
Boy, George, that's my brother. I wish he get it together and come home because he's a good man and hard.
Big Bronx.
Big
Bronx.
Good man and hard.
Big
We
Bronx.
was all together.
Yeah,
And me and him used to have conversations.
Yeah.
You know, and he's a spiritual, and people don't know this about
Yeah,
him.
but the same shit. There was a lot of snitching in his
Yeah,
shit.
a lot of that. 6-0, I was there.
Yeah,
I was
snitching.
I was there. I saw it. I know the whole case
Yeah.
because I was right there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And my brother Will, you know, that's my brother. He was a part of that. You know what I mean? And how I met Will, I left Terry Hut, right, and wound up in Allenwood. They had a triplex. They had the matter of fact, it's four. It was the camp, it was the low, it was the medium, and the penitentiary. I was in the medium. We opened that joint up, me and Will. It's nobody in there, but a handful of us.
Yeah.
And we had a single cell, and he was in there, and I met the brother, and I found Islam in prison.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I found Islam in prison, and the reason I chose Islam is because Islam was giving me an anchor in reality.
Yeah.
It was dealing with what's real. And it said if your religion is not rooted in the universal order of things, then it's not from the creator. It's dealing with nature. You know what I'm saying? And Islam is not a religion in itself. It is truly a way of life.
Let me just ask you this before you go, because I want to talk about that because that's extremely important to understand. A lot of our brothers and sisters find religion when they're in prison.
Yeah.
I just want to know your background. Did you actually come from a different religious background?
Yes.
Like was your
Like
family
most of them.
Baptist or Christian?
And there's usually a negative stigma.
Right.
Stigma
Attached to it. Exactly, right?
I can't see
No,
nothing.
you know what I'm saying? Like right now, like let's say like okay, I was baptized when I was, I was baptized, right?
Yeah.
And I have a godfather and he went to the
Yeah.
Christian
I got a
and all
godmother.
that, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
There you
I got a godmother. But then let's say if I get incarcerated, I might not choose Christianity as my main, but I don't practice it now.
Yeah.
How important was it for you as a man to choose a religion based on growth, not protection? Because we know.
Oh no, I didn't do it for that.
Because we know though that a different religion, provide protection. So
I think a lot of that too.
A lot of people choose religion based on protection. I don't want this to
Mine
happen.
is based on research.
Right. So why? And I don't want to say like there's so many different religions for Black and brown people because they're very limited technically when you think about it, right? So it's not that many options, but why go the Muslim route? What about the Muslim religion made you feel a personal connection and say, this is for me? I'm gonna learn and grow through the Muslim religion.
Well, I got my grandmother.
Okay.
I want to just say this.
Yeah.
About her, may she rest in peace.
Yeah.
She was the apex or the epitome of what righteous is to me.
Okay.
Her lifestyle exhibit. I used to hear my grandmother say she had a church called True Vine.
Okay.
Right, and my grandma would say she was Holy Ghost filled, fire baptized. Right. I learned that holy means something that has not been diluted, mixed, tampered with in any form. And fire is what burns everything to its purest essence. It cleans something.
Cleanses.
It cleanses. Fire cleanse it, right? And so when she used to say that, I learned later on that because of the life she was living, she lived a clean life. Her thoughts was pure. You understand?
Right.
And as a man or woman think in their heart, so is he. And Reverend Ike said it the best. He said, not as I go a step farther, as a man see himself, so is he.
Message.
Ain't but quick enough, bro.
You know what I'm saying? So
He cardboard party right now.
So right now, my grandma, I'm looking at her life and what I learned coming up as a child, not understanding what made her tick, but understanding what I saw from her character and how she lived. I said, let me follow that. And so I began to investigate, and I went to church, and I talked to these guys, and the things that they were saying, it did not make sense to me, because when I read the book, right, and I go back and have conversation with those who followed the book, they will make a distinction between them and people who are living a life based on righteous principles. And I said, how can you do that? How can you say that if these people who are living right, because we live in a universal cause and effects? Isn't that right?
Yo, hold on. I live by that shit, right? Yo, Antonio, I live by cause and effect. And I feel like it's so fucking fundamental, right?
It is.
If you do something to me, expect a reaction. What is for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction.
That's the law.
That's the fucking law.
That's the law.
But I don't understand.
But that's
When I react, it's like, no.
But that's the law.
That's the law.
And it's natural. And that's what I learned what Islam is. However, when I was with that, the things that they did was not natural. It was not that law. How can you tell a man, if somebody slap you, you should turn
The other cheek.
No.
How can you tell a man?
You ain't get that.
You can't do that. I mean, it's crazy, but you can't tell a person that. The book is clear, and Moses or Musa with the Torah, he taught what's in Islam. Eye for an eye.
It's an eye for an eye.
You understand? But I think that what happened with us, we were taught that because of those who were over us, right? And was rude and hateful and did things to us, that we should take that and be all right with it. No.
Mental manipulation.
There you go.
That's what it is.
That's whitewash.
Let me just say this to you. Understand everything that we're talking about here. Let's be
Right.
clear. Let's just put this shit on the table. He just said, yo, I went to jail for selling drugs. The government is not going to prosecute itself for bringing in the fucking drugs. Watch this. So if I go to jail for 50 grams of crack for 20 years, what the fuck should the people be that is involved with bringing in kilos and boatloads of this shit go to jail for? Because we were brought here and we were done and unjust. We were done and unjust. What they said was, we know we did wrong. We know we fucked y'all over. We know we stole, robbed, raped. We did all of these just disgusting, atrocious things to your people. But we're not going to do it anymore. But don't worry about it. Just go ahead and get on with your life as is.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Don't worry, be happy.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My thing is not justice, right? All of these, I want to be absolutely clear. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to be absolutely clear. This is why we have this platform. This is why I always speak the way I speak. And we unapologetic about this shit, because I don't give a fuck. They have nothing more to take from us. They've already taken from us in every way, shape, form, or fashion. They are blatant about not giving a fuck about us. Period. You understand what I'm saying? And they are blatant about we're playing a losing game. We're not playing our game. We're playing their game. The problem is we don't understand we're playing their game with their rules. We're expecting to play their game with our rules. So we're like, this makes sense. That makes sense. This shouldn't be. And we're expecting them to operate on the same thing. They're not operating on that.
Beat them at their game, they will adjust.
They will. What do they say?
They will motherfucking.
What do they say when you gamble?
What? House always.
The house always wins.
So that's
The house always. This is not our fucking house. This is the problem, right? This is the problem that we're having, and I gotta bring it to today.
Yeah.
Just to understand what they're doing today.
Yeah.
When we was born as fucking men. Men acted like men.
Facts.
But what they're doing now is they're desensitizing men,
Right.
with all this femininity shit.
Right.
You understand? With all this femininity shit. You know why? Because they don't want. You know why? Because they don't want us to be so aggressive. Because if you're less aggressive, then you're more susceptible to accepting what they do.
Right.
No problem. Yes, the massa. I'll take some more. Instead of being like, the fuck out of here. Slap me and I'm gonna cut your hand. They don't want that kind of aggression because then they know that breeds up the uprising. Yep. They don't want that. You understand? That was fueling them. So what they're doing is they're desensitizing us. I grew up like when you grew up. When I grew up in the hood, I had OGs. Be clear. His family, his uncles, his cousins was my OGs. When they see me acting up, they would snap, yo, check, smack me up, bring me up to my mom's, and then I get smacked up again. You can't do that now.
Right. Because these kids are kidding.
Not even
no,
that.
Literally.
But
they very
it's not even about that. It's not even about that.
If you slap them, but and then they mom will come out and
somebody deep rooted.
That's crazy.
If somebody brought me upstairs back in the day and said I did some stupid shit and they chastised me for it, my mama and or my grandmama, which was a big mama, would fuck me up. Again. Nowadays, the mama or them gonna be like, you put your hands on my kid.
There you go. Yeah.
It's not about the village no more. You understand? Because they're losing the message of unity because they're falling for the fucking magic trick. Right. You understand? We're being desensitized and we fighting each other instead of fighting them. Right. This is why we keep falling for what the fuck they throwing at us. Exactly. I'm just keeping it real with you.
No, that's good.
We're never gonna grow as a fucking people until we stop falling for the fucking magic trick. Right. We gotta realize
the jewelry,
the
music, the rappers,
the
girls,
you understand what I'm saying to you?
Because you know what? It's the fantasy.
Come on, that's what it is.
It's the fantasy.
That's what it is.
You know, did you see The Matrix?
Yeah. Yo.
All right. Remember the dude Cypher?
I love this.
Yeah. Remember that Cypher? He was the one that said, and the agents got him.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to tell. He gonna tell where they secret place and how they could find him whenever they came into the Matrix. So he said, he think they
for a fucking
that wasn't real.
That wasn't
real. I know it's not real.
I know it's
but my brain tells you. My brain.
Message.
My body.
That tastes good.
That tastes good. That tastes good.
And not only that, but he went on to say, listen, when you put me back in the system, I want to be someone famous.
Crazy.
This is what he said.
That's right.
You got the ability to make me famous. You're God.
Yeah.
Put me back in the system.
Yeah.
Plug me in. Make me I want to be famous. Make me a movie star.
Crazy.
Isn't that right?
Sure.
He want to be on the silver screen. He want to be worship. He want to be stakes. He want to be in the illusion.
Yeah.
He don't want reality. And for that, I'm gonna give you these people.
Yeah.
Judas did it to Jesus. The dude did it to Fred Hampton in Chicago. It's called the Judas factor. There's always a Judas factor in every movement with our people. Flip it.
So how do
I just want to put that out.
So how do we trust anybody? How do we
when we're
come
talking
together?
that unity shit.
Right. How do we come together if we say, okay, there's always a Judas. History has said this has happened. History repeats itself. Same game, different players, right? How do we then fully fucking trust anybody? How do we come together and say, even though this has happened 17 fucking times, this time is gonna be different?
Me personally, I think it can be until we. First of all, it's not equal enough, right? Okay. Somebody's always gonna hate. Somebody's gonna be, yo, bro's pink hat. Somebody's gonna do this. I like shade. I like this. My situation not like yours. It's the Willie Lynch mentality, right? Okay. That's how we were brought up. This crab in the barrel mentality.
Okay.
There's no way we're gonna get rid of that, bro.
Okay.
So how do we utilize all of us together, bro? We have to make it to the point where it's mine is yours. I can't give a fuck about this shit. So for instance,
I like that.
For instance, this show, bro. Will hit me up on the show on the set. He's like, yo, I got a good brother. I didn't need yo, bro, no problem.
Done.
No problem.
Done.
No problem. Then action on nothing, no nothing. We'll come set the fuck up. We'll do this. We can be with the kid. Oh, I don't care, bro, because this is our purpose.
Right.
This is what the fuck we do.
Right.
Nobody's gonna come do this.
Right.
Nobody's gonna come save us. So we have to bet it all to save our fucking selves and save our people. And guess what? We just talked about it earlier today, bro. Yeah. We sacrificed all this shit. We've never done business with a black brand.
How about that?
Wow.
We have never done business with a black brand. We are top voice, get million impressions. We are Black Week. We do this, we do that. Not one black brand said, you know what? I love what y'all doing. Here's a little something to keep going.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. But guess what?
Wait, one. Juice
Like that. Make sure you don't get
like that.
My fault, bro. I was in the zone.
Hey, wait. Hold on, man. I gotta correct him. I gotta correct him because them juice hitting. Now that shit's so I gotta correct him.
My bad.
He was in the zone, so I let him finish.
My bad, Jay.
But I gotta say,
it's not that many.
juice like that. But
One
out of many, brother.
Come on, bro.
Thank God for you, just saying.
you know what I'm grateful for? I don't want this to sound crazy.
What's good?
I never did hard time. I've gotten in trouble a lot. I got a criminal record. I've been arrested like 11 times or some crazy shit like that. All violence, never drugs, just extreme violence. Violence. I beat all my cases though. Whatever. But what I'm grateful for is the process of actually going through it. And let me tell you why. It really opens up the third eye.
Mm-hmm.
It really opens up the third eye to look at people differently.
Yeah.
And accept people for who they are.
Right.
We gotta stop elevating people past their class system.
That's just fact.
That's real. Yeah.
I'm being real.
That's real.
Let's just keep it a fucking buck, bro.
Right.
Life in itself will always develop a class system based on human beings being human beings. Work ethic, talent, motivation, etc. You understand what I'm saying? We got to stop elevating people based on nostalgia. Oh, you've been my friend for 20 years. I love you because we grew up together. But I know you're not ready for this fucking opportunity right here. And we keep putting people in positions that we fucking know they don't deserve to be in. And then when they fail at that position or do some stupid shit to get us jammed up, then we sitting there looking like, what the fuck? What happened when we knew in our hearts of hearts you shouldn't have been there fucking anyway.
Right.
I think we need to get back. I love the movie Sparta, the 300. That's one of my favorite movies. Because we need to get back to being fucking warriors. We need to get back to being men's men. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a military dude. I look at the history of the military. I look at the history of war. I've studied this. I'm a Marine, not just regular military. I said, if I'm gonna do what I'm doing, the you know what I mean? Put me through the best training. But guess what? It's not the best training. Because when I look back in the day, motherfuckers used to march or run for 20 miles and then fight for 3 hours with armor and fucking 20 pounds of metal armor and swords and all that. They used to run across the country or walk or whatever to the battle and then fight. Niggas was different. They slept in tents in the mud. And Marines, we sleep in the mud, but I'm just showing you the difference in the resilience. Yeah. Motherfuckers get cut, stab, grab the sword, still fight. Those were men. It's a difference. Yeah. Nowadays, we soft. And because we gotten so fucking soft, we keep falling for everything and it's tearing us apart. We need to be more exclusive. We need to say, this is a movement and the fucking requirements. That's it. Either you meet these, listen, stop.
Or you can't be around.
Yo, listen, Antonio.
You can't be hanging around and not taking care of your kid.
Antonio.
You can't be around if you ain't doing that. You know
Antonio. You don't live too much fucking life for you to meet a dude and bring yourself down to their level. Right. What level? What are you talking about? You're gonna meet a dude and bring yourself down to their level to meet them? No. You say, I done been through all this shit, nigga. Either you meet me right here or you not ready to fuck.
Message.
And that's it, bro. And be accepting at the fact that either he can make it or he can't, bro. Wow. That's the problem. We keep trying to bring everybody with us.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you something, bro.
Yeah, man.
You're so right about that.
Yeah, man.
You know, and there's a principle that I strive to live by, and that I'm getting back to. Right? Some people, you know, you can grow together, or you can grow apart. Right? And if you run with the wolves, you'll learn to howl like a wolf. If you associate with the eagles, you'll learn, opposite word, the soar of the great heights. The moral of that is you become like those you closely associate.
Yeah, it is.
For the good or the bad. The least you associate with some people, the better your life becomes.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I'm saying? There's something in the Bible, right? In the book, it says, test every spirit. Weigh it. Don't accept it on face value. Because people want to come with two faces. They're going to speak with a forked tongue. They did it to the Indians. People practice that every day. And then when you get up close and up on them and times get tough, then the real come out. And you see them for what they are.
That's it.
You see it for what they are. So you're right about that. You shouldn't allow people just to come in into that inner circle without first qualifying themselves for that position in your life.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you only live once. And if you don't take, and the thing that you have that is valuable, that we don't have no time to lose, is time. You can't get that back.
You know what I'm saying?
We can't get it back. I don't want to waste my time dealing with you and your nonsense.
Yeah, it is.
So I remember, you be the, and this is what I like about the principles, and you be the your way, me be the mine.
Yeah, it is.
You be the your way, me be the mine's. And I'm all right with that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not going to feel bad about that. I'm not going to feel down about that. Because some people think, see, you got to be independent. You don't want to be codependent. No. Meaning, if you get a headache, I got to have a headache. Are you serious? I ain't got like, you know what I'm saying? What kind of monkey business is that? You work that out with that individual. It had nothing to do with me.
Yeah.
You know, and this is how the leadership in this country is like that. If you're not with us, you're against us. But what do you mean? I can't question what's going on. Why are you doing it?
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got to be with you regardless if you're wrong or right. You know what I'm saying? So this is what it is. But back to the question you raised about what do we do to get away from the people, mainly our people, undermining our efforts from within.
Yeah.
They have something called 21 Ways to Destroy Organization. Right? Google that.
Is that a book?
It's a principles. It's 21 ways.
We're gonna put the link.
We're gonna put the link on.
Right? And study that. Study that. And you got to have like what they call people that's like ninjas or samurai warriors who are disciplined and have an eye to spot that when it raises ugly head and check it immediately.
Yeah.
See, the body is made beautiful. You have an anatomy. You have the phagocytes, the killer T cells, the lymphoids. This is the defense in your body. You understand? So when an enemy comes into the body, right, like a disease or something like that, these cells go to work to get that up out of here.
It's the red blood cells. That's the red blood cells.
It's the military.
Fact.
So we have to have a defense set up to sniff out and to root up and to get rid of those type of characteristics. You understand? That comes from discipline. Because trust and believe, when you building something beautiful, especially us, for our people, there's always going to be someone either from the outside or someone who look like us that's only outside looking and jealous, envious of our success that they can always use to insert. And these individuals become the Judas factor.
That's it.
But we have to have our body, our anatomy so tight. That's why it's good to get knowledge of self and use those same principles in the community of self, right? Study the community of self to use the principles for the greater community of ourselves, right? Because that's what we are. And put these things in place, systems in place to make sure that we stay strong. And we will be all right. Trust and believe, because it's time now.
That's a fact.
We tried everything and it failed. We already know that it's only one way for us to go, and that's up. That's up. Our people, see, I'm taught this. Dissatisfaction must bring about a change. If you got 70% of the people dissatisfied, that'll bring about a change, right? Because you got 70%. But when you got 99.9% of humanity dissatisfied with the current conditions of what we're going through, change is on its way. That's a fact. Change is coming. It's coming and you can't stop it.
Yeah.
See, time is dictating what's going on.
Yeah.
You understand? Time is saying it's time to change. It's a time to see for everything. Right now, a world is going out. A world is not the earth, and the earth is not the world. The world is a system of activities that take place on the earth. And the system of activities have not been just to all people.
Message.
It's like no more, man.
Yeah.
Babies are being murdered, man. You got people murdering children. You understand what I'm saying? Without impunity. This universe is built on the principles of justice. And the pendulum is going to swing in the opposite direction. And justice can be your penalty or your reward. And the powers that be and the people who understand history knows that this is going to come to a boiling point and it's going to explode. There were civilizations that existed prior to the civilizations of today.
Absolutely.
And they are no longer here.
It is.
Most civilizations 250 years.
Empires. No longer here.
Mongolian, maybe 500.
See?
But
No longer here, bro.
See?
No longer here.
You said the word empire.
Empires.
Not small.
Empires. Empires, brother.
Right?
Really?
Empire.
Empires.
250.
My thing is this, right? I call the hood the gift and the curse. I call the hood the gift and the curse. The gift is because we were dragged through the mud. Yeah, I feel like, Antonio, I smile a lot of times because I be like, what the fuck can you do to me?
Man,
Look at me. I done been homeless. I'm like Eminem in 8 Mile. What you gonna say? I done been homeless. My mom was on crack. Family was on crack. We sold drugs. We robbed niggas. I can say all of that.
Right.
We passed that though.
We passed it.
Well, I done lived through all that. I've been adopted in the system. All of that.
Right.
What can you do to me? I've experienced true rock bottom.
Right.
But now I know what it is. Now I'm not afraid no more.
Right.
Okay, that's what rock bottom is.
Right.
So now I'm like, well, I'm not going back there. You see the difference now? Now that we got a basis, okay, well, I know what the bottom truly is. Okay, I'm not going there because technically I wasn't there on my own fruition anyway. I was there by the basis of the decisions my parents and my guardians made because I was a child at that point.
That's a fact.
I couldn't do anything but to a certain point.
Right.
But now that we conscious, now what do we do? See, now what do we do? So we can't keep holding on to this shit.
You can't.
Now I'm like,
You can't.
let's move, right? Let's move and let's go. But in the movement of let's move and let's go, let's acknowledge you can't go. I'll see you later. That's it, bro. And don't feel no way about it. If you can get to where I am, then we can reconnect. If not, I see you when I get back there. You understand what I'm saying? Because us holding on to the nostalgia is anchoring us down. The survivor's remorse is anchoring us down. It's holding us back.
Right.
Because we don't want to let go of the childhood friends. We don't want to seem like a sellout. I'm not a sellout because I want more and you don't. I'm not a sellout because I want more and I work hard and I go to school and I educate. Whatever I do and you don't do anything. But yet you feel entitled to this lifestyle. There it is.
That's the
You
problem.
understand what I'm talking about?
That
entitlement shit.
All that attitude.
Yeah.
Why do you feel so entitled?
Right.
For what?
For what?
What did you do
Right.
to feel that?
Right.
Or to think like that?
Right.
That is undermining your success.
And that's why and that's how you get the snitches.
What?
That's how you get the stab in the back. There it is, right there. Because you feel like I'm owed this, yet you did this. But it doesn't matter to you. You still feel like I want this, I deserve this.
Should have.
I should have it.
Exactly.
But now if you're in the way,
give it to me.
and you're in the way,
Why?
I gotta get you out the way.
That's
where it
crazy.
comes from.
Oh, yo, I've been around people, bro,
Yeah.
and ask me for things, man. And I'm like, I work hard, bro. I've been home 10 years, man.
Yeah.
I've been home 10 years.
Hold on. Hold on. Give yourself.
I've been home 10 years.
Yeah. Hold on, wait. We talk about the rate of recidivism. You've been home 10 years, man. You a CEO. We gonna give you a fucking yeah. You're not gonna fly past that, man. Yeah. You know, you looking good too. You looking good. That's a fact. That's a fact. You got the yeah. Like we just brought those out the box. But you moving outside with these motherfuckers. No dirt on these motherfuckers. This ain't the scene. Only hardwood floors, nigga.
Hey, yo, I appreciate that.
That's love, bro. That's love, man.
When I accept those flowers,
We got to, bro. Because hear me, bro. You older than me, I'm older than Cuzzo. If we can't celebrate you, he can't celebrate me. We can't celebrate him.
They can't celebrate me.
There it is.
Exactly.
Where the fuck is the celebration?
Exactly.
Then you wonder why the OGs can't teach the younger G's can't. Then there's no respect. That's what we see how the chain is broken. We gotta give respect, bro. We gotta celebrate.
I gotta tell you real quick, bro.
Yeah.
Tell you the other shit that happened. We had Black Week, bro.
Yeah.
We telling our story. We networking. Yo, this is what we do. This is what we do. One of the dudes we had him on actually last week.
Right.
So he said this. He said, "Yo, matter of fact, stop the short. I know exactly what you brothers do. I've been following y'all. I've been watching this. You've been doing this. I know you worked over here. I know you from the Bronx. I know this. Da da da. Boom boom." And was like, "Yo, it's an honor to finally meet you, bro."
That's the fact.
You know what I'm saying?
At a conference.
At a conference.
Hold on. And not only a conference, the minimum ticket was like $1,200 to walk in the door.
To walk in the door.
Just to walk in the door. 3-day conference, minimum ticket was like $1,200. So this is not just a conference. This is like,
and for context, they have a 7-figure business.
that's a fact.
Context.
That's a fact.
For context, bro.
That's
So he could have been like, you know what I mean?
That's
Been
a
on
fact.
that, yo, you ain't, you know what I mean?
That's
But it was
a
just the
fact.
fact that you said, yo, brother, I saw your shit, you inspired me, bro.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And he's like younger than us, actually.
Wow.
Younger than us.
Younger than you.
Younger than you. Shout out to Dez.
So that's what we talk
That's
about.
what it is, bro.
We have to be able to acknowledge where we've been
Yes.
and where we're going.
Right.
Right? See, I'm in the middle ground
Yes, you are.
because you older than me, you younger than me. I'm the
And
middle
that's the
ground.
law. That's the
That's the
law.
law of it.
Older men for counsel,
It is, man.
younger men for war.
You understand?
That's it.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? That's the way.
I want to get to the giving back. You come home now. You find religion, a new religion.
I would say I found my culture.
Okay, even better. You found your culture. You come home. When you come home now, walk us through your mindset of hitting the ground and what you feel like this is now my purpose in life moving forward. What does that look like?
Oh man. So
Yeah.
while I was inside doing all that studying and working on myself, I'm taught that self-improvement is the basis for community development.
I had to share. We got to laugh.
Self-improvement is the basis, and I got to give big up to the Honorable Minister Bruce Farrakhan.
Okay.
He created study guides, and he the one that put the study guides out and said that self-improvement is the basis for community development.
I truly believe that.
And so with that said,
But you know why that is?
yes.
No, I'm asking you. Can you tell me? Let me rephrase this. Can you tell me in your definition why you feel like that definition is true? Because I've heard Mr. Farrakhan speak.
Right.
I've been in his presence,
Right.
and I believe in what you just said. But can you tell me why you believe that's true? Because I'm gonna tell you why I believe that's true.
Well, I'm gonna tell you why I believe, because I lived it.
Okay.
Right. When I was undeveloped,
Mhm.
right, and without the knowledge of myself,
Mhm.
because my organization, it teaches the knowledge of self, the power of truth,
Mhm.
the wisdom of obedience, the importance of discipline, and the true meaning of love. We provide the participants guidance, wisdom, security, and power.
Gotcha.
Right? This is what we do. So what happened is you need to have a reference when you do something in life,
Okay.
right? What is the reference to developing the community? No one can develop a community or fix a community if they're broken.
Message.
No one can develop anything if they're undeveloped. You only can give the people what you are.
Message.
I'm just going to tie in right there. My answer is very simple. How the fuck can I develop a community if I can't develop myself? A community is multiple people. It's the representation of what multiple people are. So if I'm underdeveloped and we all underdeveloped, then as a community of 3, we are under fucking developed. But if we all start to develop ourselves individually, then we become a developed community. That's why I told you. That's why I said I just want to hear your definition, because
that's it.
Self-development, and he's a living testament. He is a living testament to self-development. He would not be sitting here right now had he not shown. Look,
BBQ smelling like ribs.
Listen to it.
Wow. I was making five bands, 10 bands a week when my son was born, bro. Wow. Stop that. Went to make $10 an hour at Starbucks. Seeing my homies sitting there doing their thing, like, yo, come back. I'm on the train, 6 train, 5 in the morning, set up for Starbucks, bagels, all that other shit. Went from there to there to there, and got my first job in tech, bro, making $40,000. All the way up to making $250 a year, bro.
Man, that's what I'm talking.
You know why? Because
that's
you know why?
You know what that has to do.
Because he never stopped wanting more. He seen a vision and he said, "I'm going after it." That's development. You see,
brother. Can I share something with you?
Yeah.
Because everybody see the glory. We got this place here. We got 8 to 9, 10 businesses in all.
Hold on, let's, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, we are live in Lead by Example in Harlem. Be clear, Frederick Douglass Boulevard. You understand what I'm saying? We are in Harlem right now. Come check out the space, please, ladies and gentlemen. Come check out
2916
Frederick Douglass. Please come and check out, the programs. They're doing a lot of great things for the community. I know you guys are listening to this interview, but if you're in this community, if you have family in this community and you're in need of services and things of that nature, please walk in and inquire what they can do for you. Please. This is what we're doing it for, right? Never lose sight of what we're doing this for. This on-site interview is to bring awareness to Black-owned businesses within your community. That's right. Plain and fucking simple.
Your kid a little wild. Yeah. Guess what? I want to talk to OG. Y'all talk to Uncle.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And understand that they're going to get the real. Don't send them here to get filtered information.
Yeah.
Send them here to get real education from real people that went through real things that can give them a real life insight on what life is actually going to give them. No candy-coated bullshit. No. Back to you, bro.
Yes. So, again, everybody see the glory, but don't know the story.
That's a fact.
Right? When I came home, bro, and a lot of people would say, nah, not you. Bro, I didn't have no way. I was homeless. See? Bro. All I had was a program, an idea, and a burning desire to see it through. And let me tell you something. It was a parable, a story. When you got an idea, and that idea is on time, and it's a jewel. It's going to help a lot of people. Anything that is valuable has a difficulty factor attached to it. Meaning you're not going to get there easy. When a woman is pregnant, she's going through what they call labor. Sometimes they labor for 20 hours to give birth to a child, to bring new life into existence. When we are when we have goals and we have objectives in life, we're laboring and we're working hard to bring it into existence. And when it get here, people will see the baby and they'll love the baby and you'll watch the baby grow. But that's your baby. It came out of your mind, the wound of your mind, right? So I had this in my mind. I had in my mind. Well, I'm pregnant with this. Yeah. And I didn't want to abort the mission. Yeah. I didn't want to get away from it. Right. And so I had to say no to relationships. I had to say no because I was welcoming other people's spaces. And I said, nah, I got to, it was me and my creator, bro. And he always had what they say, a ram in the bush, meaning a way out for me. Yeah. And I'm talking about my back was to the wall. Like I can go deep into it, right, without naming people, but I turned it down, walked away from a home, nice cars, and I went and I stayed with my aunt for a little while, and that became a toxic. And I'm like, yo, I need to get away. And then walking down the street one day on 116th Street, it was a young lady I haven't seen since I was 17.
Yeah.
And she recognized me. This is how I know it was the creator.
Yeah.
And she said, I got we just started a conversation. And it went into apartments. She said, I got an apartment. I'm moving out of the Bronx. You can have it in Harlem.
Wow.
Just like that, bro. And I got the space. And now, and then
now you could grow.
I grow. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm in probation
Yeah.
as an intern with my program. I'm not getting paid. I'm just there, learning and cultivating relationships, doing workshops for nothing. My car get a boot on. I met a man from doing community outreach with Reverend Williams. May he rest in peace. I'm on a mic in Harlem in the street on Shut 'em Down Friday with my brother John Bradley. They call him Johnny Fresh. We out here with Malik and Deadeye and Dennis. We out here with no money doing this work. And it was a guy, he heard me speak, and he came and he donated money, bro. And then when my car got booted, it was my brother. I call him my brother, my big bro. He gave me money to go get my truck and stuff like that. So
see,
it was little things like that. But I had my program, man. And when I didn't have money, I would go and with that truck and deliver papers at 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning, bro, in the snow, man. I didn't just this ain't coming to back.
Message.
That's it, bro.
You understand what I'm saying? So I tell anybody, it's like the parable the man said. He said it was a guy who wanted to learn a martial art from a master, and he came to the master every day and he said, "Please teach me." And the master, one day gave in and said, "Meet me tomorrow out here by the lake." And the man met up in the morning, and he went out in the middle of the lake, and he told him to come out, and he came out. And when he got him in the middle of the lake, the master put his hand on the head and pushed him down in the water, and he held him there. And the man was fighting, and he wouldn't let him up. And the master just held him until he got to like near death, and he let him come up. And when he came out, he breathed in a bunch of air in his lungs, and he was breathing. And the master asked him, when you was in that water, what did you want? The single thought, what did you want it the most?
Survive, live.
He said, air. He said, that's the way you're supposed to be when you want anything in life.
Message.
That's the same clip.
Do you hear me?
That's the same clip that made E.T. go famous. He put that clip out.
But
E.T. put that clip out.
Here's another person that lived by that principle. And we see him, but we got to study the man. Forget all the glam. Yeah. Study the principle that moves a man to success. If you want to be successful, study successful people. If you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. 50 Cent said, get rich or die trying. Get rich or die trying. That's how bad I want it. Yeah. To the point I would die trying. Yeah. And so a lot of people do not want to make those sacrifices. And so when you come along, they don't know the story. They don't know the story. There was a price that we paid. Absolutely. There were sacrifices that you made. I went from making $5,000 a day to getting $40 or whatever, or $500, $1,000 a week from my job. I went from getting, I have to get up early in the morning. I sacrificed. They was doing that. It looked easy, but I didn't want that for my life anymore. Let me tell you something. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. Bro.
Message.
It's paved with good intentions. And let me tell you something. It says broad is the road. Yeah. And easy is the way. And many follow that. They want easy. But narrow is the road, right? And difficult is the way to success. It is. And few want that. Nobody wants that. And they think that, it's man, sleepless nights. When I was away in my cell, I put a manual together and got it published while I was incarcerated. Mm-hmm. While I was incarcerated, at day and night, I'm writing it down. Okay, this, and I got it right. Okay, sitting at the print. Dedicated the manual to my grandmother. Now my program is in Rikers Island, and they want the manual. They want the manual.
Slow down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I go to Rikers. I go to Rikers 4 days out of the week. And they want the manual. They got something called ceasefire. They say, yo, they want the manual. The young man over there asking for me. The reason I'm able to connect with young people or people in general, you know why? I'm gonna tell you what it is, brother. It's because I speak from the chest. And what I mean by that is I speak from the heart. I move from the heart. And the reason I move from the heart, because I'm telling you what I know, not what somebody told me, but what I actually live. I teach from life experiences, which is the best teaching. It's not textbook. You can't get it no other way. For me, I read a lot of things, but I can't tell you, I'm not going to tell you a lot of things from things I read. I'm going to tell you a lot of things from things I did.
No manual for your experience.
It's none.
None, bro.
You understand?
Bro.
So it's like the man who walked the earth 2,000 years ago, right? Not saying I'm him, but it's talking about principle. He said, look, man, follow me. Follow it. I follow this path.
Yeah.
You understand? And once you follow this path, you do the thing, go through what I went through to get this, right? And here's the test. Here's the test. What are you willing to sacrifice? Yo, go in this store, man. Open this store in the morning. Do this. Do that for a while. Whatever. We're going to go to the next level. And they don't want to do that. That's called sweat equity. That's called sweat equity. You want something for nothing. You want me to give you something that you did not earn. And guess what happens? You're going to lose it. But you didn't work for it. It means absolutely nothing to you. You can't appreciate it because you did nothing to earn it. So it's like, I got a son. I love my son. I talk to my son. I try to teach my son. I say, son, you my son. He's a fashion designer. He's been wanting to get into the business. He's been doing it for years. But his friends have passed him. And they're doing great things. And he's really brilliant. He's brilliant. But I said, yo, son, you have a father right here in front of you. If I was you and you was me, right? We reverse the roles. I will be under you. But you know what they say? Familiarity breeds contempt. You understand? It says the messenger or prophet is not welcome among his own people. You don't have the respect to learn these things, and you're going to inherit it. That's crazy. But a stranger, I take a young man stranger, not one that didn't come from my loins, and he said, "Oh, gee, give me, I want that. I'll be every day. No problem. Teach me. Pour into me. I come here, open it up, retweet, mop the floor. Whatever you want me to do, I'm doing it. I'm doing it because if this is what I got to do to get where you at, then I'm willing to do that. Just guide me." That's what they want. And I said, you know what, young man, you got that.
You gotta have that dog in you.
We talk about that shit all the time.
It's real.
We talk about all.
And go back to that entitlement.
Let me just show you something. And before Cousin get into it, we talk about it all the time. You went live as we came here. We a two-man crew. We the host, but we came here and set up all this fucking equipment that you don't even see, that you don't even see in the background. So technically, we the host, we the executive producer, engineers, the audio, video, everything we did, right? You seen us coming, you like, yo, these motherfuckers setting up the whole shit.
I went live and show the people.
Yeah.
So this is what. So now when they watch it, say, yo, this is what they had done.
Yeah.
This is what they did to set this move.
So this is what we showing you. Like, we just showed you, like, we did this for you, right? You one person. We did this shit at LinkedIn fucking headquarters.
Wow.
At LinkedIn fucking headquarters in the Empire State Building. And we set up and we filmed panels of people talking.
Wow.
Panels. Then changed clothes and got on the fucking panel. I was out. And then got on the panel with the camera recording.
And not only did we go in, we brought Malik Yoba and we brought Jay Alexander.
Only that. And then and it was like, and not only in one room, had multiple rooms set up.
It was like ABC. So they come up commercial. Yo, we got another interview going over here in the corner.
Wow.
We got another one going on straight.
I gotta give you your flowers. That's what's up.
People look at us and wonder why we carry the attitude that we carry. Because we get up every fucking day and we do this shit. Like, this ain't arrogance, nigga. This is what we fucking do.
It's confidence.
On holidays. We done been on fucking vacation. We done on his birthday. We taking calls at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the fucking morning.
I know what you're
He called me the other day at 3 in the two. He texted me the other day, 2:30. I got a brainstorm. I called him. What is it? We on the phone for like 30 minutes. At 3 in the fucking.
But you know, what time it was?
3 in the
But
morning.
let me show you something.
3 in the morning.
That's when the ideas come.
The God hour.
That's when the third eye open up, brother. That's when great. Everybody else is sleeping, but the energy is down, and the real energy is coming.
Yeah,
you know that's what's up. I like that.
I'm just saying, right? If you want something, it's about stop making fucking excuses.
Yeah, that's it.
You understand?
Yeah,
we got a saying that we keep saying nobody's gonna fucking save us. Stop expecting the life raft. Learn how to fucking swim. Learn how to float. Nobody's coming to save you. So what we do is we get to it, and whatever it looks like getting to it, we get to it. So we did the event like we told you, the Black Week.
We
brought the kid. We did the same shit in Black Week. We brought the whole setup. We did what we had to do and interviewed in front of it, and we did what the fuck we had to do. You know why? Because we got one vision, and the one vision is taking it to the next level, to the next level, to the next level.
I commend you, man.
Whatever the fuck that looks like, right? So if that means we gotta be on YouTube and we gotta go to classes and we gotta learn this shit, then that's what we gonna do. If that means he gotta wear 10 hats and I gotta wear different 10 hats and we gotta, then that's what the fuck
I gotta
do.
And you know, I just want to say something, man. I
gotta get to
it. Why you said that? Because I have a brother. His name is D Block, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We call him Block. He's the president of the organization Lead by Example. Brother, 15 years.
Shout out to D Block.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to D Block.
We call him D Block, but his first name is Daniel.
Okay.
And he's the president of Lead by Example, right? Brother did 15 years, and he was with YMI. YMI's Young Men Incorporated was founded by a brother. We call him, his handle is Chip, but his name is Dominique.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Dominique, right? This brother started this program in prison. Dominique did, and he had life sentencing from DC. And Dominique transcend the prison politics.
Okay.
Because in the feds, DC car, New York car,
right?
You know, California car,
right?
But with the program, he had everybody in this program. Young Men Incorporated, and this brother, D Block, was one of his top. So he came to the ranks and he started running the program in Fort Dix. Nice. When he came home, he sent it to me, and he started from the bottom, and now he's the president. And I heard what y'all said about putting on these many hats. That brother stepped into the role, and me and him, because it was just me.
Yeah.
And then he came. I needed help. He came, and he's like my second self. And now it's us, and we wear many hats.
Yeah, it is.
We wear many, brother. We wear many hats, and we work all. We talk every day.
That's right.
Like y'all do. I call them, this is what's going on.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? We talk every day, and it's the program, and he got a lot of things going on. And one day, I want you guys to talk with him because he got the knowledge about crypto coins, and all that. He's very knowledgeable about that, and he's knowledgeable about a lot of different things. So I wanted to point that out, man.
I love that.
You know what I'm saying? Give people those flowers.
You know,
definitely.
Love that.
Big up to Troy. You know,
shout
that
to all the real brothers. I want to do actually, bro, because I'm sorry to Instagram because we can't see the joints. Usually we see the comments and all that. But bro, what's one success story from one of the kids that you've had in your life? So since you started the program, one success story that stands out to you that the people,
All right, here's the success story. This stands out to me because it touched my heart in a great way. Mm-hmm. One day I was driving home. You know, this is I had my program in South Bronx Academy for Applied Media. Yeah. Big up to Miss Lawrence and Miss Lee Hawk, the founder of South Bronx Academy S-Band. And I had this young man named Abraham. I had him from the 7th grade. Mm-hmm. And when I met Abraham, it was 2014, 2015. And he was in trouble. case, and him and another young man, Damien. I went immediately. I got in with the school. They had $5,000 for the program, and I went to court and advocated for that young man, and got them out, got them probation. They was in my program, and I had what they call the off-track scholars, and I used to do groups with them, with the 7th graders, with the 8th graders, and some of the 6th graders, and I used to teach them. You know, we used to have circles. We used to have talks, and I used to let them have fun. I used to take them to the park to play football right there across the street from Yankee Stadium. I would take them to I would coach them in basketball, and I would coach. I never coached baseball, but I did that with them, and I became like a surrogate father for most of them because I knew their mother, and I came like an uncle to some because I knew their parents, and their parents trusted me, and what happened and the things I would talk to them about was real. And I would discipline them. I would instruct, train, correct, admonish, and I would punish them. And my punishment was, okay, you want to act up, you can't be in the group no more.
There it is.
Yeah.
And they would miss that.
Exclusion.
They would miss that camaraderie.
Yeah.
And they'd come back, Mr. Hendrickson, I apologize.
Yeah.
Can you let me back in the group? Okay, come on back. All right. So what happened? So Abraham, he gets go to the 8th grade. And then he goes on, and I'm in touch with him. He goes on through life, and years go by. So about 5, 6 years go by. So I'm driving, I'm going home. It's 12 o'clock. I get a phone call. It's Abraham.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Hello, Mr. Hendrickson. I said, how you doing? Everything, I'm good. I just wanted to call you, man. You was on my heart, my mind, and I want to thank you, Mr. Hendrickson.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you, man. I said, he said, man, you was like a father to us.
Yeah, it is.
He said, man, everything you said to us, Mr. Hendrickson, he said, it's true. I see it.
Yeah.
He said, man, I'm getting ready to go to college. He said, I thought about it. Mr. Hendrickson, if you didn't come into my life, if you wasn't there, I could be just getting out of jail.
Message.
That's what he said. This kid said, he said, Mr. Hendrickson, I speak for all of them. They're not here, but I know. And I got videos on YouTube, man. You can Google Lead by Example, Reverse the Trend, summer program. It's all type of stuff with these young men on it. And you see me actually engaging them and talking to them and teaching them these life lessons and principles. But that right there touched me. And that right there let me know, not a word is lost. Not a word is lost.
That means more than
it means
That's
more
what
than
I'm
that.
saying.
That means more than that.
What ROI can you put on that?
You can't.
I'm just asking you.
Nothing.
Bro.
Nothing.
For that one phone call, for that one kid that you might have saved, you saved his fucking life.
Yeah.
Because like he said, I could have been doing a bunch of wild other shit. I'm going to college, which means you save his life. Any life that he impacts from you saving his life, you end up saving their life also.
Right.
Because the reverse factor is if you don't save his life and he becomes a fucking menace or he becomes a terror, then any life he impacts in a negative way, you're directly responsible for. You see what I'm saying? It's a domino effect.
Yeah, but that's the one that really sticks out. Because I wasn't expecting that. You know, we have some young men that came in here. He lived in the neighborhood, and I've been knowing him for about 7 years. He's getting ready to be a correction officer.
There it is.
You know,
okay.
He got his own business going on, and he, matter of fact, he had was telling the people that was here how, you know, our relationship got established and how you know my presence in his life affected the way the direction his life is going in. So those are that, and it's probably several more. I done ran into some of them when I go to Food Fest. They're in there working, you know, young ladies that we work with that was in my program. She's a hairstylist now. She done had a baby, you know. It's some good story. And then there's some other things, you know, some fell through the crack. And that was because at a certain point with the program, we were no longer in the school. There was no more funding.
Gotcha.
And that's what's important about this work is that, you know, is when we go into what we call really underserved communities for
Absolutely.
real.
Yeah.
And these young men that I was working with is in a neighborhood like St. Mary's development up in the Bronx, up there in Jackson Avenue, right?
Yeah,
That's like
you made my hood area.
Yeah.
149, 147, St.
No.
Mary's Park. Yeah, that's right there by Cypress. That's right past Cypress.
Right past. It's a dark cloud from there, from Willis, from Mitchell.
Oh,
come on, you getting there? It's hard to
My Haven,
Mount Haven.
Patterson, you know, and I've been in those areas.
Like I said, I'm from Forest, so
Yeah, Forest.
Forest.
You see what I'm saying?
So
So I know those areas, and I don't have no problem walking in there and talking to them, you know, and not afraid. And when I speak to them, they know real from fake.
That's
You know what I'm saying? And so, but I have a young man. I'm not going to name his name,
that's cool.
but he's in a documentary, and we had summer programs by way of mayor's office of criminal justice, by way of PAL, and they was giving us money, and they wanted me to go to Patterson. Every day I went to St. Mary's.
Okay.
And we worked with those young men for 3 years, and then I said, you know what? I want to do something during the winter time because they need to have access. So we had a Saturday academy. The principal let us get to school, the gymnasium, every Saturday for the whole winter, so to keep them going. And we did that for a couple of years, and then eventually, you know, the little bit of funding ran. They didn't have no more, and I didn't have the money to continue to do the work with them, working with these young men. I learned years later, because I go back to inquire how certain people doing. And now the young man, in fact, I'm back up. I have my program in Rikers Island, and I'm going to different housing units, and I hear somebody say, Mr. H. Turn around. I see one of them. Say, yo, what's going on? I know his mother, know his grandma. And I'm like, what's happening? And he's telling me, I said, okay, I'm gonna see what I can do to get you the best outcome. Right? Because there's mitigating circumstances. I know who you are. You know, I watched you when you was innocent. And I know you got an IEP. You understand, the individual, right? Education plan, whatever. So him and then the other brother, I learned that he's in there for murder. And he got in there from the age of 16. Now, mind you, I had this boy when he was in 6th grade. So if he's in 6th grade, he's either 11 or probably 12. And I had him up until like maybe 13, right? 13 for the program before we stopped working up there with them. And less than 3 years later, what happened? 16 years old, he got a murder, facing 25 to life. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, talk to the mother. And recently I went in and I saw him, you know, and he told me, hey, Mr. H. And I said, you know, I got a plan for you, you know, but it's not really going to take some work on your part.
Yeah.
You understand? I know there's a victim, right? And they have a restorative justice program here. You have to participate in that. You have to show some remorse, son. And if it's a victim, you know, I don't know what's going on with that. I do know that he's affiliated with one of them street organizations. We'll say that. And sometimes that be in their way because they pride and they try to live according to what they think, you know, that's, you know, so I'm like, man, but anyway, we're trying to work it, you know, where he don't get what they call, they throw the baby out with the bathwater. Because there's mitigating circumstances that led up to that. I know the trauma that he personally have seen. One summer, Jessica White, mother of 3, her children, playing in the park right there in the Adams. St. Mary's across the street. No, that's Adams. And the children, she got off of work. Her mother was out there in the chill summertime. One young man walks up, starts shooting. She goes to protect her children. She get hit in the chest and back to dies.
Mm.
Okay, that community and those children from that community experienced that. We did a march for peace in the community with the school, with those young people, and talked and met the mother of Jessica White, and they hugged and embraced. That was documented. The next thing happened, I was doing a Saturday Academy basketball, and it was the young guys come early part of the day, and the older guys would come after them, and they was 18, 19 years old. These young people look up to them. They little, you know.
Yeah.
One of them get murdered. One Saturday I see him, the next Saturday he's not there, he get murdered right there on the street. We did a shooting response with SOS. I met the mother, I met the father, and these young people that was in the school, they in the 7th grade now, 8th grade. And when I mentioned his name, they said, "Come on, Mr." And they started crying. I never forget it. You know, I said, you see what happened to so-and-so. I don't want that to happen to you.
Yeah.
They said, "Why you have to say that?" But I didn't say nothing wrong, but they heard it. He witnessed that. So now the Jack boys, the feds came and got them, they locked up. Them guys they looked at, he got killed, the rest of them get locked up. Now he's in the mix. I already see it. You 14, 15, you see this. Now you stepping into that and you believe you got to have a gun because that area got beef on all sides. They get along with nobody. And then you either, a situation arises, you kill a young man, or it was either him or you. But you came up under that. So that need to be addressed in the courts. Those circumstances that led up to that was mitigating. Why? Where did it come from? He didn't wake up in the morning and say, "Hey, I want to go out and kill people." You feel what I'm saying? And so, and I know it's my man Taylor Murphy. May he continue to do the work he's doing over in Grant. His daughter named Chicken and his son. His daughter got killed in basketball, right? And he has a message called "Both Sides of the Gun." It's both sides of the gun.
I thought you were talking about B. Diddy with the basketball team.
Oh man, I didn't touch that.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. You said Chicken. I know. Yeah.
Chicken was his daughter, you know, and Taylor is motivational. Big up to Taylor Murphy, man.
Shout out to Tay.
You know what I'm saying? Taylor. And he he got a message, you know, program called Both Sides of the Gun. It's both sides. What side you on? Either side you on is a tragedy. You know what I'm saying? We losing all the way around. So what I would like to do with that young man is highlight those points to the district attorney's office. You know what I'm saying? So now they can make give them a sentence that will reflect that.
It's a circumstance. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you feel me?
Hell yeah.
Because I know, you know, and it's not oftentimes they do that. They want to air them out. And
well, that's because they don't believe that we are a product of our trauma.
There you go.
They don't believe that we are a product of our emotional distress.
Yeah.
They believe that only they are. Right. So when they are emotionally destroyed, then the world needs to stop because oh shit, emotionally they're unbalanced and you know
it's mental.
Yeah, you understand. But it can't happen to us. I truly believe that there are mitigating circumstances once again because you created me to be what I am, and then you persecute me for being what you created me to be. The black person didn't create the projects. Holla at me.
You're right.
The initial term projects, if you look at the projects, Forest Projects, it's not called Forest Projects. It's called New York City Housing, Forest Houses. McKinley Houses or Brook Houses, right? Mont Haven Houses or whatever, right?
Projects are projects. It's a project. Experiment because wearing it only is objects.
Well, guess what? If you do your research on where the projects started, Cabrini Greens and things of that nature, right? If you do your research on, let's see if we stick this many poor people in this big ass building with no police press. It was a fucking project. Like, so we didn't put ourselves, like, once again, like, you know, and it's not about being, ladies and gentlemen, it's not about being racist and none of that bullshit. Stop the stupid shit. It's about acknowledging what the fuck was done, and not playing ignorant to the fact that this shit was done to us, and you want to do all of these negative things to us, and then you want to get mad at the reaction that you get. But we just said the law is equal and opposite, but you don't want it to be equal and opposite. What you want it to be is we can do what we want to do, and you guys should just forgive us and take it like a slap on the wrist and just get on about yourselves. And that's just not the fucking case. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? Too many times, because we don't seek help, and I'm telling you, as an urban kid, mental stress and mental health is taboo. We don't fucking talk about it. Our guidance counselors never. In school, we went to them talking about mental health. Like, I never went to my guidance counselor and said, "Yo, you know what I had to do yesterday to eat?"
Nah, we didn't.
You understand? Like, do you know what I had to do yesterday to eat fucking dinner? I had to hit the block. I had to go in this nigga house. You don't know what I did. We never did that. No. So we're not even taught to deal with our emotional trauma as trauma. Right. We're taught to deal with it as like, yeah, that's something you deal with, and deal with it and move on. Yeah. Which again, everybody has a breaking point. So when I respect both sides of the gun, because you don't understand what that kid's breaking point was. Right. You don't understand what that person's breaking point was when they was like, I've had enough. Right. How much am I going to live in fear? You don't know the mitigating circumstances in which he did that action. Exactly. In which, not to bring it up, but it's a hot topic right now. I know y'all been looking at the Netflix series, the Menendez brothers, but that's exactly what, Kim Kardashian was doing and the lawyers were doing to try to get them to come home. Right. The mitigating circumstances and the laws of understanding child abuse. That's a fact. What are you talking about? That's a fact. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You turn these kids into something that you didn't even understand what you were doing to them, and then you get angry and you hold them accountable for their fucking actions after the fact. After the fact. What are we talking about? It's a fact. And I take a personal attack against this because like I said, I'm a military person. I feel like they do this shit to veterans all the fucking time. You train us to be killers. Right? I'm a Marine. I ain't fucking trained to play with you, homie. That's right. Nothing in Marine Corps training is playtime. Mm-hmm. It's fucking kill, execution, one shot, one kill. That's the motto. It ain't spray you. It's one shot, one kill. It's precision execution. Get the job done, get home, and that's it. Any military member, you're trained to execute. So you send us in these fucking hostile ass environments. You train us to kill, and you train us to fucking see our friends get killed and shot and still complete the fucking mission. That's right. And then we come home and then we get inserted back into normal society with no fucking help. Then you back home. You're not in the military no more. Deal with it. No resources, no this, no that. That's what happened in fucking Vietnam when all our vets came home fucked up, dead presidents. My fucking grandfather was in Vietnam, homie. What you talking about? Like, I got direct relation to that. My last name, my Cuban descent comes from my grandfather. He was in Vietnam, and I watched him deteriorate. I watched him wear the lumberjack shirts every single day, like every day, like 15 lumberjack shirts and the sores on his arm. And I watched that shit, bro, as a little ass kid. Don't sneak up on me. That whole movie depiction was my fucking grandfather, and I had to live with that shit. Wow. You understand what I'm saying? So this is the world that we live in. This is why programs that you have are so vital to our community. Yeah. And I just want you to understand, Antonio, we cannot save everybody. Your program will never save everybody. It is impossible to save everybody, but you can save a couple.
Message.
And what that does is it starts the wheel turning. And you save a couple, which then save a couple, which then save a couple, and that becomes the change. Right. That becomes the avalanche effect. Eventually, you might not never see the true measure of what you're planting the seeds to change now in your lifetime. Facts. It might come 3 lifetimes past yours. That's right. But understand that the work that you are doing, just like the ancestors that came before us, that gave their fucking life for us to even be able to sit here comfortably and not worried about motherfuckers busting in and taking our shit and shooting us and beating us up and locking us up for organized protest or whatever the fuck you would call this free speech. We owe it to them.
We owe it to them.
We owe it to them
Yeah,
to pay it
ancestors.
forward, right? This is why we created this platform,
Beautiful
Antonio.
platform.
This is why we come without hesitation and we give
Appreciate
flowers and we want our guests to give their stories in their voices.
Yeah.
No clickbait, no chopped up shit,
Right.
no sound bites to make you say some shit and answer a question. You're like, I didn't even answer. What question was that? Nah, because that's not gonna save our community,
Right.
right? They need to see your success, but equally they need to hear your failures.
Right.
Because a lot of us are failing, and we only tell a false narrative of success. Is just look at me now, I'm here.
Yeah.
Without the story,
They need
they're not gonna respect it.
Right.
They're not gonna understand it because they didn't experience it.
Right.
So what you understand? So we gotta show them the full
Right.
path for this, and show them that you're gonna make mistakes,
That's
and
right.
you might lose a couple times, and you're gonna get told
That's
no
right.
a couple times, but we gotta keep fighting through that shit.
Fight through it.
Because at the end of the day, other than that, we gonna lose as a culture.
That's the fact. That's the
You
fact.
know your work isn't unnoticed.
It's,
Bro.
it is
It doesn't go
celebrated,
unnoticed,
bro.
bro. Like real talk, man. It doesn't
Fact.
go unnoticed. I know everybody. I went to just use the bathroom, text message, yo, this is real as fuck.
That's what I'm telling.
Yeah,
you know,
so you know, text message. Sorry, I'm not responding.
normally what we do, because we live on,
Right.
just so you know, we're live on every social media platform right now. So normally, like, I'll have my laptop next to me also, and I'll be logged into Instagram. He's logged into his Instagram, Facebook, and we answer comments in real time.
Right.
Like we'd have been asking you questions, putting it up on the screen,
man,
the whole
yeah.
shit. But that's why I was on my phone so much, because I was
Right.
trying to see if I could log into my phone
Right.
on my own live, because
Yeah.
I'm logged in on the computer.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's something I've never done before. So I was trying to sit here and figure it out.
Shit,
We trying to, because it kicked, Instagram sometimes, like it kicked. That's why I said, "Are you logged into the Instagram?" He said it was bugging out because it kicked me
Oh.
off last
Yeah.
week.
Right.
So we're still trying to evolve this thing,
Right.
because the people in real time have questions.
Right.
They have comments
Yes.
that they would like to say to you. Because
Yeah.
I promise you, right? Your biggest value is not going to come from the person that called you at 12 o'clock.
Right.
I promise you. Your biggest value is going to come from the person that never called you,
at all.
Okay.
that never told you what you did for them, that may never give you your flowers and say, you saved my life, but quietly, you saved their fucking life.
Wow.
You understand what I'm telling you?
Real talk.
I promise you.
Shit, just look how we got. You
Oh
changed
yeah,
Will's
brother
life.
Will.
Yeah. You didn't make an impact on bro. To be like, no, nah, my bro needs to have his story out, bro. He needs to, he's doing an incredible thing. He said nothing but highly things. I said it happened though. I'm like, yo, bro, you speak high. That's it. See?
Wow.
That's it. And now to hear your story now, bro. So we're gonna make a couple of plugs, bro. We want to get you definitely get you with Erica Ford.
Yeah.
You know Erica.
Yeah,
So
I know
she
Erica.
does life camp.
Yeah,
Yeah,
y'all together.
real good
Yeah,
people.
y'all got
Well, I'm gonna tell you, my desire, right? It's like I have these goals, and I did an interview like almost 2014, 10 years ago. It'll be November 11 or 12 will be the 10-year anniversary of Lead by Example being in the community.
Okay, let's see what yeah, man.
Strong.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this work, with the violent prevention and intervention and cure violence. And I met Erica about 9 years ago.
Okay.
She
She looked the same, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
We just put her last week.
Yeah.
Shout out to Erica, she looked the same.
King of Kings. And
Yeah.
I want to shout out, my brother with Man Up, A.T. Mitchell.
Okay.
Them brothers, and these brothers I know, Lance, we all came from the same school of Hard Knocks, and they doing great works. And we here in this community for a reason on this side, from 145th to 155th Polo Grounds, and the other development behind it. When it comes to me, colonial housing, and everything in between, and we picked it for a reason, because it's been shootings, it's been stabbings, it's been things that happen. In fact, some years ago, around this time, I was in October, and it was Halloween where Alpo got killed up the block. You know what I'm saying? And it was, I had a lounge over 151st Street at the time we was in there, and I didn't know that happened to him that night. I learned about it the next day. I mean, it would happen in that morning,
Right.
in the wee hours of the morning,
Yeah.
like 2, 3 in
2,
the
3 in
morning.
the morning. Yeah.
But I didn't learn about it until that afternoon, that was him. And unfortunately, so we're here for a reason. And my goal for the organization is to sit down. I already spoke to, our city council member. I met him last night. Mr. Salam, me and him was on the same platform some years ago. And I spoke with some people, Jackie Rowe Adams. She's Harlem oversee. She's a great soul. Do a lot of great works. I call her my mother. Pastor Ramos. With her organization, she do great work in the 20th precinct. And I spoke with them. I know Daryl from DYCD. He's the deputy commissioner. I've been knowing him for 9 years and doing his working. Me and him know a mutual friend, Dr. Osorio, may he rest in peace. And now they got the new commissioner, who his name is Keith Howard. But my desire is to expand that program up here, right, with the CMS. That's why we call this a crisis management center.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Where we can address and work with these young men in this community and give them the wraparound services that they so much need, and so we can get this community healthy. We have like
But what does that look like though, bro? Like say for instance, like we see a lot of young brothers outside. They see it.
What that look like for us is like what we would do with having the because I was a program manager for an organization in Far Rockaway. But what that looked like is taking the young men that's in this community, right, that are considered to be influential shot callers, and hiring them to be violent interrupters. You know what I'm saying? And hiring them to be, what they call outreach workers and program managers, and canvass the neighborhood and give out public information. And then young men who are involved with gang activity, or those coming home and they carry the gun, or they potentially will pick up the gun, they consider to be high risk. Bring them into the program and work with them and get them the necessary skills and tools to put in their toolbox so they be successful. And as they go through the program, is a step down. We get them their GED, or if they want to go to college, get them a skill set, get them a job. But it'd be a credible messenger with them, walking them, guiding them through that process. And we can bring this community and make this community, like the former president, great again.
Message.
I just want to say this, man. I don't want to overthink things. I just want to, because I'm a fundamental person, I'm gonna keep it fundamental. If you see that people in poverty and impoverished situations are turning to hustling and violence and things of that nature, then the simple fucking solution is give them resources to fucking stop being impoverished.
That's
plain and simple. If you take away the cause, then you lose the effect. If you take away the cause, then you lose the effect. So if we bring more community programs to teach kids trades and say, listen, you don't gotta hustle. How much you make a hustle? Look, let me show you how easy this shit is. Any hustler on the street, don't matter what you hustle. You know you hustle. You know you could go to jail. How much you make on the street? Bet. I'm gonna give you a legal job. I'm gonna put you in position to make exactly what you making right now. You ain't gotta look over your shoulder. You ain't gotta look for the cops. You ain't gotta do this. And you on the streets 80 hours a week. You out here from 7 in the morning to fucking 10 at night. You only gotta work 40 hours. What you wanna do? 99.99999% of them motherfuckers gonna be like, Nick, where? I'm with it.
Exactly.
And benefits, and I'm gonna get drippy. I'm with it.
That's a fact.
It's only gonna be 1 or 2, because you're not gonna be 100%. See, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's a fact.
People want to do better. The problem is we ain't giving them the resources to do better.
Exactly.
It ain't fucking rocket science.
Exactly.
Let's start putting more community programs. Let's get the community centers back up and running. Let's start teaching people that they can get better jobs, and give them better fucking jobs, and give them opportunities for careers and or entrepreneurships to develop companies so that they don't have to fuck.
Message.
Plain and simple.
Plain and simple.
It's plain
That's
and
what
simple.
we-
I don't want to overcomplicate those. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just keeping it a beat, man. So that's all I'm saying, man. You know, I got a question for you. You've been home 10 years. You've got this program up and running, and you know you're doing all of these great things, right? So now, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? So you've been home 10 years now. You've got the program up and running. You've jumped a couple obstacles. In the next 5 years, what's your next 5-year goal? Where now this is 2024 and 2029. Where do you see yourself, Antonio, as being? Where does this company and this program look like being for you? What's your 5-year goal?
Man, it's easy. I have a mantra
Okay.
that I say. I've been saying it to myself for over maybe 20 something years. And I'm gonna say that at the end, but I'm gonna put this. We are looking to open up. We're looking at property now.
Okay.
That's
There we
what
go.
we have now. So we have stores, we have businesses.
Okay.
We show the community that we open a business. We open up about 11 of them in Harlem.
Yeah.
We have a deli. We
Yeah.
have the first black-owned deli, Lead by Example Community Deli, right there on 47.
Now, look. If you can, hold on, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
If you can, every business that you're about to list right now, please give the location of the business so the people that are listening know where this business is, so that they can go and support a black-owned business. Please.
Yeah, that's 2546 Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard. That's Lead by Example Community Deli. We have the Legends Lounge, 2509 Adam Clayton Boulevard. We have
Legends.
We have Lead by Example Hair Salon. That's 2505 Adam Clayton Boulevard. We have Legends House of Seafood, 2252 Fifth Avenue, or 1 West 137th Street, Fifth Avenue. We have Matrix Lounge, 325 Lenox Avenue, right next to Corner Social. Matrix Lounge and Restaurant, great food, great ambiance. We have the Harlem Shark Bar. That's 341. It used to be.
That just opened up.
Yeah, that's
Gotta go to the new Shark
big
Bar.
up to my brother Born and Charlie. We have that. We also we have a community resource center right next to the deli. Lead by Example Community Resource Center, Social Club, and we just let go of one of the restaurants we had right next, because we had 4 storefronts connected to each other. That's what we got right now. I can't think of anything else. We do have a community center. It's not doing anything right now, but it was our juice bar. It was 2254 Fifth Avenue. We thinking about reopening the juice bar, or a place where they can do braiding in that space.
Yeah.
What I've been blessed. My brother said to me, he's my big bro. I call him big brother. He said, brother, you got a gift. You can get the spaces and you can build them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so my philosophy, I'm able to get the spaces, build them out, and then I just want to pass it off to the people in the community, because it's a community-based organization. So the deli is for, if you go to the deli, you're gonna see all them young guys over there. That's their deli. They was doing nothing. It was nothing over there. It was dead. No activity. And we came and talked with them, told them what our intentions were for them, and we brought it over there to them, and they stepped right into it.
I love
We hire people from the community.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For real. And it's a hard thing to work with your people, but we believe in them.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I believe in me. And I know that I was rough around the edges at one time.
Yeah.
And it take a diamond to cut a diamond. in the work.
Yeah, it is.
So that's what it is. With that. But we do, the work that we're doing
Love it.
is not easy. We need help, with the nonprofit organization. I just want to shout out our funders,
Yeah.
April Gale, Pinkerton Foundation, Madeline with the United Way, Misha with the Sheridan Foundation, the Concord Group. These are Tiger Foundation. These are foundations that have been helping our organization really stay afloat. We have been getting contracts with the Department of Education. Big up to Aaron Burnett. He's the executive coordinator for Project Pivot. Big up to him. Continue. He's a great brother. We also have been a Department of Education, not education, but Department of Probation. We had contract with them for 3 years.
Nice.
They have changed the guard since when Anna Benitez went out, and now they got Juanita Holmes is the new commissioner. I met her, but she don't know about the work of Lead by Example. We're trying to reach out to her so we can get back into the probation department and do the great work that because I was there when I first came on.
So listen, we this is where the community comes in. Let's be clear. You heard what the man just said. You heard all the great things that they're doing. It's impossible with us knowing that we get millions of impressions for there not to be correction officers and people that are connected to the correction officer, organization to not be able to reach out and get that information so that we can forward it to the brother to make that connection. Send that information in. This is where the village comes in right now. You see the brothers doing good work. You hear about the brother doing good work. You can come and see the brother doing good work. And now we need your help reaching out to the new commissioner.
Juanita Holmes.
Juanita Holmes, anybody that has connections to her or connections to the organization that can set up the meeting. We're asking you, the village, right? This is the ask. We're asking you, the village, to please set that up or send us the information, and we'll do the footwork. We'll do the groundwork, and we'll get that. But please help us out so that we can continue the good work moving forward. I love this shit, man. This is real, man. I don't know, man.
So this last project, and answer the question about the 5 years from now. So we did the business thing. That was one of our objectives.
Yeah.
We did that in the community. Now what we're looking to do is get real estate and have a wraparound services for young people aging out of foster care.
Gotcha.
Right. And also for young people who are involved with different gangs that want to get a new start on life away from that. We found some property in the Poconos. They have 40 units. It's a camp type situation.
Okay.
And we want to acquire that property and have not like a job card situation, but it's just a trade. But we would like them to have a place that they can retreat, be there for 6 months to a year, get these internal skills as well as these external skills, transition them from that into permanent housing. Let it be back home in New York, or if they go through whatever agency and get a voucher to get a house or home somewhere in another state where they can get a fresh start on life. And these are young people,
Is Job Corps still active?
I'm not sure.
I don't even. Is it still around?
I'm not sure.
I know it was prevalent when I was young. Job Corps was like, you ain't go to school, you went to Job Corps. Is this
It's still around?
I think it's still around.
I don't think the program was very good. I mean, I don't really think it was.
Yeah.
But I commend what you're doing. I think once again, ladies and gentlemen, this is what he's talking about. Again, it's not something that's easy. It's going to take a bunch of not only funding, but a bunch of different organizations coming together to being able to make this thing happen.
Definitely.
There's a lot of red tape that has to be checked off. There's a lot of boxes that have to be checked off to make sure that, once again, if we're dealing with minors and children, that we're providing a safe and stable environment and things of that nature, right? We need your help. This is what we do this for. This is why we do these in-persons, man, to show you that there are Black and brown organizations within your community. But guess what? Just because they've already done the groundwork and they've got up and running and they're doing good things, it doesn't mean that they still don't need your help, right? It takes a village. It takes a village. And without the village, then we all fall apart, right?
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Real talk, man.
I mean, I tell you the truth, brother. I really believe in what it is that we're doing, and I say we because that's the village, right?
That's a fact.
And I want to just put this out there. I, as an individual, will die, but we as a community will continue to live on.
Message.
I am subordinate to we.
Yeah.
It's that's the way it got to be.
Yeah.
But we have been doing this with bare minimums.
Yeah.
This is it's times that I will lose sleep on where we're going to get our next money from to continue to work. Because if we get a contract with the probation department or the Department of Correction or the schools, this is called reimbursement funds.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
You got to do the work first.
Invoice, right? So as an organization, we still got to pay bills.
You got to flow.
We got to pay the rent. We got to pay our people that go into these places.
You got to flow.
Pay insurance. So this is why I'm grateful to the funders. They were able to give us that cushion. You know what I'm saying? We had to manage so our burn down won't be greater than the money that's coming in. Right? But I never did a fundraiser. I never asked for help, right? Publicly. I always just kept doing the work. And this platform, when Will told me about you guys, and I said, wow, I would love to do that. And maybe this platform would allow me to talk to those who are viewing and ask, like, listen, if it's, and I always said that in the past, and if it's 1 million or 2 million or 3 million viewers, right, watching this and believing what it is that we're doing, if you gave us $1,
that's it.
We would be okay with that. Because many hands make light work. You know what I'm saying? We know we waste $1 on a bag of potato chips or soda. It won't hurt your pockets. And the life, that dollar is going to have an impact. And because we're a nonprofit organization, a 501c3, you can write that dollar off.
That's a fact.
You can write it off and get it back. But know that your dollar will be well spent. And you can walk around Harlem and you'll see what our names on things. You can speak to the young people in the community that are working for themselves while we are working for them, so they can be independent and free of the grave and free of the prison, and free of any type of harm or danger. We want them safe, alive, and out of prison, brother.
There it is.
Safe, alive, and out of prison. And so we ask that whatever you can do for us, we accept it with humility. We are humble, and we thank you.
If they wanted to donate, tell the people right now, because just in case we know there's people watching, there's people commenting crazy.
Right.
If someone wanted to donate, if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, find out more information, etc., please tell the people where to find you, where to get the information from about the organization and how to donate if they wanted to do it. I want to look right
at the camera. We have the sister text me all the information. It's LBE and RTT .org or .com. We have an instant.
Hold on, he's gonna give us the, just in case you guys don't get it, he's gonna send us the information, and when we put this up, we're gonna post it in the links when we post the video. But go ahead. We're gonna put the links to make sure it's
all in the description.
All in the description.
Okay, so I appreciate. I'm just going
absolutely. Just tell them off the top. We'll put it up.
LBE and RTT .org or .com, and then we on that it will have the link on the website to the GoFundMe account where you can make your donations there. All that's there.
Okay.
Right. The site where we are at, our organization headquarters, is 2916 Frederick Douglass Boulevard, Suite 2. If you have any children from the age of 13 and up that need mentorship, we're going to teach them how to be honorable, respectful. We're teaching core values, character building, respect for self, family, and authority, building and maintaining healthy relationships. We're teaching them about the judicial system in prison. We're teaching those things that will make them respectful and courteous. If they basic things, if you see an old woman walking down the street or an elder with a bag, help her with a bag. Or if you going through a door and there's someone behind you, open the door, let them go in. You know, learn how the basic things, because we have gotten away from that.
Yeah.
Basic mannerisms and etiquettes. We would teach your young men these things, and this will be their rite of passage.
Yeah.
You know, if you're looking for a job and you want to get some type of training and preparation for that, come to us. We got professionals. If you want to learn how to manage open up a bank account, we have partnerships with TD Bank, partnerships with Bank of America up the block on 145th, TD Bank on 124th, and Lenox Avenue, Malcolm X Boulevard. They will come here and they will instruct our people, so our people will have knowledge. It is written that we are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. You know, knowledge is the power that we need, but it's applied knowledge that gives us real power.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this real quick. Let me show you how we move on more than the title. He just mentioned a couple banks, and a couple of those banks that he mentioned was cool, but those are not black owned. Right. But what we do is we know Doyle Mitchell, who just came on the show a couple of weeks ago, who is one of the owners of one of the largest black owned banks
in Harlem.
In Harlem on 125th.
No, Industrial Bank.
Industrial Bank.
What?
Industrial Bank.
We had him on
the show. And one of the minority owners of the Washington Nationals baseball team.
Nice.
And we're about to do an event with him in Harlem, so we're already gonna make that connection. You see what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? So we're already thinking of the place. Yeah. Once again, black organization. If you're gonna open up accounts with black people, why not open up accounts with black bank?
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we're doing over here. I'm putting the title. I just want to tell you, Antonio, I just want to say sincerely, bro, I appreciate you for allowing us to share your story and you know, just in being aware that we're gonna take your story and we're gonna cultivate it, and we're not gonna chop it up and use it for bullshit. And we're gonna put it out there. We're gonna celebrate you. I want to thank you for coming on the show, bro. You know, your story is amazing. What you've done for the culture is amazing. We need more Antonios. I'm just telling you right now, bro. It's too many people that are not Antonios out there, and that's the reason that we're in the position that we're in today, bro. This show was created for Antonios. You know, so I want to shake your hand, bro. And I want to say thank you for all the work that you've done.
Thank you,
I want to say, you know, we support you. You are now part of the More Than the Title family.
Let
me tell you what that means. Let me tell you what that means, sir. You are episode 157?
157, baby.
Episode 157. That means we have over 150 other guests that we've had on this show, millionaires and billionaires. Wow. You are now part of the family. What that means is this, right? We don't gatekeep. You see how we just called the play for you?
Yes.
Every one of our guests understand one thing only. If you're coming on our show, then understand that we are building a network. If you don't want to build a network, you're not coming on our show. So that's why we are able, and it's not a guess. I'm telling you that we're going to make this connection to you within the next 48 hours. We're going to set up the call. We just did a call 2 days ago. Yep. Wow. We just set up a call 2 days ago and made a play for another one of our guests that just came on our show a week ago. Wow. and made 3 plays for him already?
Potential commercial. Wow.
3 plays for him. Again, we're going to make the connection because that's what we need to do. That's what this platform is for. Now, when we make the connection, this is how we make the connection. A, this is B. B, this is A. You guys meet and we get off the call. Whatever y'all do after that, y'all do. Even if y'all don't do anything in the moment, it's about starting the conversation.
That's it.
You understand? Yes. We don't, whatever business y'all do, we don't get PC. We don't ask for nothing. This is how we pay it forward, right? Wow. By connecting the dots and not gatekeeping. So any guest, I want you to take a look when you get some time to just look at our past guests and our past shows. Even if you just look through the list and see who we've had on the show. Anybody that you can think of that you might want to get in contact with. We got political activists. We got a lot of people that do a lot of great things in a line of what you're doing. Anybody that you might want to connect to. All it takes is a text. We're going to start a group text, me, you, and Cuzzo. That's what we do with all our guests. So when you hit us, you don't hit a secretary or manager. You get us directly. Y'all would like to maybe meet or chop it with so-and-so. We'll respond and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
So you have access to our previous guests, and you have access now to our future guests.
Nah.
But same goes to you now. If we see a play for somebody else to get in contact with you,
By
believe
all
we're gonna
means.
hit you and say, "Yo, Antonio, we got to play for you."
Might be
You
able to bring
understand?
so and so.
Might be able to bring.
How does it look like? You know what I
Right.
mean?
You understand what I'm saying? And this is how we grow as a community.
Right.
This is what this platform is for, and we are unapologetic for this motherfucker.
Oh,
and this
I
is
love
what we're gonna do until
I
we
love
can't
it,
do
man.
it no more. You
I
know what
love
I'm saying?
it.
Talk to him.
We out of here, man. With that being said, man, we out of here. Thank you for another episode.
Yeah.
Thursday, we got a real talk coming up, man. We're gonna talk about all the crazy shit that's going on, man. There's a lot of mess going on.
That's gonna be a
Real
real
talk. And we're gonna do a Black Week real cap. I'll
Yeah.
piss you one. But then, man, we got a lot of great episodes coming in November, man.
November's jammed already. It's packed up already.
It's already done, but
Yeah,
December
November's
is going to
back
be crazy as well. So
Yeah.
we're going to end up. First of all, we're on episode 79 of the year. We had a
Wow.
goal to do 100 episodes. We do it every Tuesdays and Thursdays, brother.
Yeah,
Sometimes
we almost at 100
do 3
episodes.
weeks. Sometimes we do 3
Yeah.
Not stop, man. I'm proud of us, man. I'm proud of the community.
Yeah.
I'm proud of the people, man.
Yeah.
We come up here and be real. Sometimes we like, we don't even want to talk someday,
Wow.
and we doing shit, and
Man,
it's
that's
all for a
right.
reason. And guess
Just
what? You
so
know
you-
what? And it'd be something like this. And look, every message that you said needs to be heard.
Wow.
Let me tell
Like,
you,
everything you said, I was like, yeah, I'm feeling that right now. I'm like, yo, so something just happened today. Some money came up, then I go on my shit. I got an IRS check came in. I'm like, you talking about a bitch that don't never happen. But you like you said, you're doing everything. When you coming
Right.
from the heart, when you coming from the heart, it don't matter. We'll figure it the fuck out.
I ain't even been out the bed all week.
Facts.
Wow.
I've been sick.
Facts.
I've been sick all fucking week, and I'm talking like he called me.
I'm like, you
I
sure,
don't have a
cuz?
voice.
Yeah.
I don't have a voice. I was man down, like not even getting out the bed all fucking week, bro.
Wow.
He
All
said,
week.
I'm like, you sure? Cuz he said,
He-
no, we're doing what we
he
got.
like,
The
yo,
word is bomb.
He said, "Yo,
I could tell.
he called me. I'm telling you,
That's dope.
and just so you be clear, I live in Middletown, homie.
Wow.
I don't even live in the Bronx no more. I built my house 15 years ago. I live in Middletown, so I drove an hour and a half down.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
And he was like, "Yo, you sure?" I said, "Listen, we said we doing a live in person. I'm gonna take this medicine. I'm gonna these drugs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the dent dude. I'm gonna get the dent dude. We're gonna make this shit happen because at the end of the day, what do we talk about, right? It's the fire that we gotta work.
Yes.
Fuck it. It's easy to do good shit when you're in good health, when you're in good spirits, when your pockets is lumpy.
Yes.
But the true character is when you're feeling sick, when you're tired,
Back
when you ain't
again,
got no
like,
money, when
whoa,
your back
whoa, yeah.
ribs is touching.
Ready to
That's
touch.
when that dog come out.
That's
So
right.
we this is us showing you like, bro,
Man, that's
we a man of our words. We gonna show up. We gonna do what we gotta do, and we gonna keep moving this motherfucking thing forward until we get the wheels rolling and the culture picks up on it, man. We love y'all, man.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.
More than
That's not my brother, I will.
Yeah, go ahead,
Bro,
man.
my brother.
Love you,
Another mother. Love you, bro.
Shout out to
Thank you
Will.
for all of you, brother.
Hey, yo,
It's
Will,
amazing interviews.
you can't take
Great
a
vibe.
vacation to a beach when you live on the beach.
We pulling up too. We coming down there.
I promise you, man. It's more than the title. We on location. We in Harlem. We everywhere. Y'all can't fuck with us, man. See y'all next episode.
What you know about me? Seen it all, heard it all. Oh, what you know about me?